But he went out last week with injury. Okay. And so now Skylar Thompson, a rookie out of K State, is the starting quarterback for this game. And I know that many of you will be like, well, who was that? Exact, and that's exactly how you should view it. Skylar Thompson, somebody that I saw some of in my time when I was in Kansas City, just because at the station that I worked at, the first few years, it was a Kansas station, and then they acquired Kansas State. So I saw both programs. And when you're in that area anyway, right, it's just college sports country. It's different than here. So for people that don't really understand it, like, yeah, we love the Gophers, and I know there's a bunch of Badger fans and all this other stuff, whatever. And from a hockey perspective, you'll get to, Minnesota State and all the different schools. But there with the big institutions, D1, Kansas, K-State, Missouri. I mean, you got Big 12, you got SEC, and then you got in college basketball, you got all the other schools, Missouri State, UMKC. I mean, just so many, Wichita State. Like, they are crazy for college athletics. So I saw a bunch of that. And quite frankly, I'm surprised he's an NFL quarterback. I don't view him like that. He's not the greatest thrower. He's more of a running quarterback. But what I'm trying to tell everybody is that when we go into this matchup, you can't be overconfident and assume that this is just sign, seal, just deliver us a W, because it's the Minnesota Vikings. We always have issues with guys that we've never seen before or we really don't have a book on. We've lost to Cooper Rush last year from the Dallas Cowboys, and now Cooper Rush is like the talk of the NFL because he keeps winning. He's DJ Khaled out here. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. That's all Cooper Rush does is win. So we don't know what Skylar Thompson is, like in terms of the masses. Like a few of us have seen him play at K-State and all of that stuff, whatever, and have, some clips and some highlights. I don't have on DVR or anything like that, like games, K-State games. I'm not a K-State fan. Yuck. But we can't just view this as just it's a done deal. These are the type of games that have always created issues for us. By the way, let's look at the quarterbacks that we've lost to this year. Well, there's only one, Jalen Hurts, and he looked phenomenal. And right now, if the season was over today, Jalen Hurts would probably win MVP. Okay? We beat Aaron Rodgers, but we know that Aaron Rodgers, HOF Hall of Fame. Jared Goff had a pretty good day against us. Andy Dalton had a pretty good day against us. And by the way, and I know that I'm probably one of the outliers here, but a lot of people think that Justin Fields isn't going to be a good quarterback. I think that Justin Fields is going to be a good quarterback. I think he might need to leave Chicago, though. Like, that's a bad situation. Their offensive line is terrible. He doesn't have many weapons to throw to. And I'm not saying that he's, like, ready for prime time. I think he's got a lot of work. He's got to put in a lot of work. But I don't know if they're using him right. It just, that whole thing is not good. But the overarching point that I'm trying to make is that when you look at any opponent that the Vikings face, we cannot go into a matchup like this just really buying into our press clippings or buying into the record. Because what did they say in the National Football League? They say it forever. Any given Sunday. Which should be any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday. And by the way, how bad is Thursday night football games? Oh my gosh. I didn't see that game last night. I saw the highlights, but can we just go ahead and just take Thursday night football's all the football games off the schedule for the rest of the year? I mean, this is bad. 12-7? What is that? The Washington Commanders. Now, look, they beat the Bears, and we want the Bears to lose. But I don't want Daniel Snyder winning anything. Gosh, can't stand that guy. He needs to sell the damn team. Ownership forced him to sell it. But at the end of the day, this is one that we should not take for granted. So The last time that I checked, and maybe I'll look it up right here again just to make sure nothing has changed. I'm going to, because I know that Carrie's probably all about sports wagering, and she probably wants to know what the odds are.
Can I just add something about Thursday Night Football? For someone whose husband loves football, we don't need another day of football. Okay? I don't need that. So that's my perspective.
You're not a fan.
Really?
So wait, does he watch all the days? Does he watch Thursday, Sunday, and Monday?
I think he does. I mean, he stays up so late. I bet he's watching the football.
What about college?
He doesn't like college football as much anymore. I think before we had a kid, that's all he did. Yeah. Yes.
Because everybody says Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
But the diehards, it's every day's football.
Every day.
Yeah. Well, I feel sorry for you.
Thanks.
The Vikings are favored by 3 still. Okay. The Vikings are favored by 3. That I don't want to call this a trap game, but it feels trap game-ish. It does. It has that feel to it. The Dolphins' defense is not terrible. It's actually pretty good, but you don't know if Tyreek Hill is going to play. They've got their third-string quarterback that's going to play. Do I think the Vikings win this weekend? I do, because I just think that we're a better team because of, well, we got Kirk Cousins, too. We got a good quarterback, and they don't have a good quarterback right now. So I think that's the reason why. But would I be shocked if the Vikings lost on Sunday? No, I wouldn't be shocked. Would I be disappointed? Hell yeah. I'd be absolutely disappointed. All right, coming up next in the final segment, we talk Timberwolves basketball. Timberwolves tip off tonight. A preseason game between the Wolves and the Brooklyn Nets. And we get Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns together on the court for the first time. We get to that next year on The Lake Show.
Don't go anywhere. More H. Lake and The Lake Show coming up on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Looking for stories about the Black community and you don't want to wait until, February? Then check out Beyond Black History Month, the podcast that tells inclusive stories year-round. Like how today's labor movement is connected to the civil rights movement, and why Black neighborhoods keep getting hit with water crisis after water crisis.
We're still being charged for water that we can't use.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
I see you finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart. Buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
How's your mental health? I'm listening with Billie Eilish.
I feel like I spent a lot of time thinking about happiness and how it's just like it fluctuates, and everyone thinks if you're one thing, you're going to be that forever and you're never going to be anything else. And it's really not true. Like happiness is temporary, but also so is like misery, and things just like morph and change. It just doesn't stay. It goes up and goes down and things change. And like, that's how life works.
Explore more at imlistening.org.
All right, Henry Lake for my friends at Online Trading Academy. They've been around for 25 years helping people to get started. And when you say get started doing what? Getting started in terms of getting your finances, getting your savings, your life savings, and your wealth accumulated. Like, you want to protect your savings, you want to protect your wealth when the market goes down. And I know that so many of you are frustrated with your 401k declining, the high fees, the slow growth. You need to learn how to self-direct and put those fees in your pocket. So what do you need to do? Sign up for their free 2-hour investing class. And I'm not just telling you to do it. I did it my damn self. Okay. I'm telling you right now, register for these classes, and you can do it pretty simply by going to taking your cell phone, text investing to 210-210, or go to learnwithota.com. Again, investing to 210-210, or go to learnwithota.com.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
This week in music. Blink 182 has scrubbed its website and Instagram of any content. The digital wipe has fans hoping that new music is in the works. Blink 182's most recent song is the 2020 pandemic-themed Quarantine. Death Cab for Cutie aims to, quote, highlight the light and darkness at the same time with their new song, Here to Forever. The track appears on the new Death Cab album, Asphalt Meadows, which is out now. For more, visit Odyssey.com.
Meet Ed, movie buff, animal lover, safe driver.
5 years of driving an ambulance teaches you a thing or two. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. When I see a car trying to rush past a turning bus, I get concerned. You see, when big vehicles turn right, they have to swing wide to make the turn. And that's a lesson you don't want to learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait.
It's our roads. It's our safety. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Hey, I'm Thami Redwood, host of the podcast Beyond Black History Month. Here's reason number 568 million of why you should be listening. From in-depth reporting on the shortage of black sperm to how one House of the Dragon Star is dealing with online trolls who don't love seeing black dragon riders.
I can't lose sleep over that, over worrying about things that are beyond my control.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
From the Chris Lindahl Real Estate Guaranteed Offer Studios, this is News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, final couple of minutes here. Henry Lake, Kerry Klatt. Timberwolves action coming up at the top of the hour. Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert on the court together, playing together for the first time. And this is what everybody is curious about. This is what everybody wants to see. I know that we've watched all the games, right? Watched a few nights ago when they defeated LA. Actually have played LA a couple of times, right? You want to, in terms of seeing them play in Vegas and they play the Clippers, you want to see what it's going to look like. You want to see some chemistry developing, right? And I know that when I talked to head coach Chris Finch, he kind of, said to me, the chemistry thing, that's a little bit overrated, right? Like we don't really view it and look at it that way, which I get. But fans are curious. I'm curious. I love basketball. Hands down. And you guys know that about me. I love NBA basketball. I love AU basketball. I love college basketball. The only basketball I haven't played or watched is like NBA 2K lately. Seriously. And I bought a brand new, I ended up going to Costco and buying a brand new, a PlayStation 3 or whatever, or 4, whatever it is, whatever the newest one is. Right when the pandemic hit. Do you think I used it that much? Well, I really haven't. I wanted the fallback just in case I wasn't going to be leaving the crib for a year. But I love watching games. I love the matchups. And I want to see how this is going to work out. Because we know from a skill set perspective that Cat can do everything. Cat can do everything from go on the block and post up to go out on the perimeter and shoot. Even at times, depending on who's guarding him, he'll bring the ball up the court as a big guy. He's multidimensional, extremely versatile. Rudy Gobert, one of the best defenders in the sport, who's won multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. rim protector, a guy you can throw lobs to. He's going to score right around the basket. He's not somebody that's going to step out on the perimeter and take shots. That's not his deal. But how does the spacing work? That's a lot of length on a basketball court. And how do they match up with other, like, on the defensive end? We know what Rudy is accustomed to, but how does it look for us? Because when you have teams you're going against with 3s and 4s that are super athletic and attacking the basket and all that stuff, like, are we going to hold it down? I think we're going to be just fine. And ultimately, I'll tell you why I really feel like my confidence in this thing working out is top tier. It's because of head coach Chris Finch. If I didn't believe in the coach, I wouldn't believe that it's going to work out to the degree that I think it's going to. Now, I'm not going to make any predictions about the Wolves.
You knew it was going in the moment it left your hands. Taking the shot looks crazy sometimes, but it isn't. It's just different. And sometimes that's just the difference you need. Frost, the official bank of relentless optimism and proud partner of the Houston Rockets.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
It's a Tuesday-Thursday throwdown with Pizza Hut and the Rockets. Get a free medium one-topping pizza when you buy a large pizza at menu price. Visit pizzahut.com, use promo code ROCKETS, and get your free pizza when the Rockets play on Tuesday and Thursday. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Limited time offer. Prices and participation may vary.
The Rockets will host a Filipino Heritage Night at Toyota Center on Monday, October 24th, when they take on the Utah Jazz. Starting at just $25, you can get a ticket to the game, one Filipino Rockets jersey, and access to the post-game Q&A with Jalen Green. Secure your tickets tonight at Rockets.com. Jalen Green, big part of the offensive push tonight. Rockets on a 10-2 run out of the last timeout. Green already with 17 points, KPJ with 13, and Eric Gordon 14 in what might be all of his work tonight, according to Coach Silas. He's already played 15 minutes.
He wouldn't take the rest of the game off, would he, Wex?
I wouldn't think so.
Maybe he's feeling it. He enjoys it. Rockets missed their previous 4 in our last media timeout. They have made 4 of their last 5 field goals, part of a 10-2 run. Hield, left corner of the basketball with 4:43 remaining in the second quarter. He goes baseline, up under around Tyrese, and he throws it off the backboard and puts it in from 8 feet. Buddy Hield, averaging 9 points in the preseason, cuts the Rocket advantage to 10 at 59-49. Scoot left corner, low block left, Alperen Şengün. Şengün going to post up, spins around Turner, lost it off his kneecap, gathered it back and put it in. Already a more productive game for Alperen from the floor. That basket there gives him 5 for the contest. He was held to just 2 points in the game Monday in Miami. 4:10 remaining in the second quarter, 61-49, and there's an easy layup for Miles Turner as he splits through 2 Houston defenders. So Turner with the basket there, giving him 9 points along with a couple of rebounds. 4 minutes until halftime. Scoot is bumped at the right elbow just inside of the dotted circle. From about 14 feet away, that'll be a whistle against Indiana, just their second foul of the quarter. And TJ McConnell learning.
Looking for stories about the Black community and you don't want to wait until, February? Then check out Beyond Black History Month, the podcast that tells inclusive stories year-round. Like how today's labor movement is connected to the civil rights movement, and why Black neighborhoods keep getting hit with water crisis after water crisis.
We're still being charged for water that we can't use.
Listen and subscribe to Beyond Black History Month on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
This Week in Music. Blink 182 has scrubbed its website and Instagram of any content. The digital wipe has fans hoping that new music is in the works. Blink 182's most recent song is the 2020 pandemic-themed Quarantine. Death Cab for Cutie aims to, quote, highlight the light and darkness at the same time with their new song, Here to Forever. The track appears on the new Death Cab album, Asphalt Meadows, which is out now. For more, visit Odyssey.com.
You finally got a new helmet.
I did. Bought it cheap online. Follow me. We'll turn off here.
I'm right behind you.
Watch the cars. They can be crazy.
Teddy! No! Are you okay? Somebody do something!
Was this young man hit by a car?
Yes, and his helmet is smashed.
It's a brand new helmet.
It's probably a fake. Fakes cause real harm. You're smart, buy smart. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
The most relevant news, the most compelling talk. News Talk 830 WCCO, KMNB HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app. The following is a presentation of Odyssey Sports, presented by Indeed. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire.
Timberwolves basketball is back.
Anthony Edwards off to D'Angelo Russell. And step back. Left angle 3 on its way. Oh, it's on line and nothing but net.
Wolves basketball is brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Lobs it out to Towns at midcourt. Turns, fires on the 3. It's off glass and in. It's off glass and in. Towns has tied the game.
By Mayo Clinic, your source for medical answers.
Back to D'Lo to the right side. He'll stop. Pop. 3 ball on the way. Off glass and in. He banked it home. D'Angelo Russell has tied the game at 124. What a shot by D'Lo.
And by Aura, the official digital security partner of the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And with it left below, drives to the bucket and stuffed it through with the right hand.
With the call of tonight's game, here's Alan Horton.
On a Friday night from downtown Minneapolis, we welcome you inside the Target Center for the first preseason game here at home. It also marks the last preseason game of the year. The Timberwolves' first 4 games all came on the road, and the Wolves came away with victories in all 4 of them, starting in Miami, then in Las Vegas over the Lakers, then a win over the Clippers in L.A., and then on Wednesday night in L.A., another win over the Lakers, who were playing LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and Patrick Beverley. The Wolves were playing without Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and rotation players like Jordan McLaughlin and Taurean Prince. So the Wolves relied on guys like second-year big man Luka Garza to carry the load in the fourth quarter. None on the push. Tried to feed it through traffic. Knocked away. Another Laker turnover. Scooped up by Austin Rivers. Rivers up in the front court. Left-handed waist-high dribble. The trailer is Garza. Can he hit another 3 straight away? He does. Luka. 2 threes here in the fourth quarter. It's 104-92. Up by a dozen. A little Luka magic. 6'10", second-year center out of Iowa, Luka Garza. All 15 of his points came in the fourth, including 4 3-pointers. He's a long shot to make the team, but he made the most of his chance the other night in Los Angeles.
You know, being in this league for a year, I understand that any opportunity, you can't take it for granted, whether it's 2 minutes, whether it's a whole quarter. Whatever you get, you got to make the most of, and that's what I'm trying to do here. You know, I've worked on my game a lot this summer, try to add a lot of things into my game, get better. And, you know, I just want to be able to go out there and show it as much as I can to help my team win.
And when they did, Minnesota now 4-0, trying to close out the exhibition season 5-0. The Wolves have never had an undefeated preseason, with the exception of the lockout-shortened season back in 2011. They went 2-0 against the Milwaukee Bucks. But they can go to 5-0 with a win over the Brooklyn Nets here tonight. The big story coming into this one, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert will both be in the starting lineup. They will play together for the first time in the preseason, and tonight's starting lineup, which we'll get to shortly, should look the same as we'll see on Wednesday night when the regular season opens against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Brooklyn Nets, they're playing their stars tonight. We'll see Ben Simmons. We'll see Kyrie Irving. We'll see Kevin Durant. All 3 are in the starting lineup tonight. So we'll get you those lineups, some keys to the game, and the injury report here tonight as the 4-0 Timberwolves take on the 1-2 Brooklyn Nets wrapping up their preseason here tonight. Before we get to all that, let's pause for tonight's national anthem here from Target Center.
Target Center, please rise and remove your caps. Joining us to perform tonight's national anthem, please welcome Julia Odima Smith.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. No, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem before the Timberwolves and Nets matching up in the preseason finale for both teams here tonight. We mentioned Kat and Rudy will play together for the first time in the preseason. They will start together for the first time in the preseason. In fact, this starting lineup here for head coach Chris Finch is the same lineup we expect to hear on Wednesday night when the season's open against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Hey, this is head coach Chris Finch, and here's our starting lineup for tonight. At guard,
D'Angelo Russell, The Ohio State University.
To the paint, runs it up to the left hand, counted the foul! Big time shot by D'Lo.
At guard,
Anthony Edwards, University of Georgia.
Anthony Edwards run off the three-point line, dives to the rim. The layup is good. Two more for Anthony Edwards, up to a career-best 45 points.
At forward,
Jay McDaniels, University of Washington.
In the corner, Anthony Edwards. No. Slam follow. Jay McDaniels. I like that.
At forward,
Carl Anthony Towns, PBN for life.
Back to Towns in the corner. Fires on the three, and he hits again. Carl Anthony Towns if you need him.
At center,
Rudy Gobert, Saint-Quentin, France.
Jump hook comes up short. Tip follow is there for Rudy Gobert. So both Towns and Gobert playing in their second preseason game, but they have not played in the same game together. Rudy, of course, played against the Lakers in Las Vegas. That was a win. And when Rudy played 17 minutes, the Wolves' defensive rating was a 67. Just for reference, the Wolves' defensive rating was up in the hundreds last year. So when he's on the floor, an extremely good defense. We'll keep an eye on that here tonight. Towns played one game. That was last Sunday against the LA Clippers. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but finished 26 minutes, 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. He did not look like he skipped a beat in that win over the LA Clippers. So 4-0 for the Wolves in the preseason. Their offense, for what that is worth in the preseason, a lot of noise in some of these numbers, but still interesting that the Wolves have the 6th best offense in the preseason. Their defense is 10th best. Their net rating is 8th best. And we'll keep an eye on that through the course of the season because I think the Timberwolves have a chance to be one of those rare teams. There's only 4 normally per year that are top 10 offense, top 10 defense. And if you do that, on average, you win 55-plus games, and you're looking at home court advantage in the first round of the postseason. The Brooklyn Nets under Steve Nash, 1-2 on the preseason. Their only win coming the other night against the Milwaukee Bucks. They used their starters and stars in that game, and they'll have the same lineup here tonight as Steve Nash will have Ben Simmons at the point. Remember, Simmons missed all of last season with the mental issues, the back injury, being traded from Philadelphia to Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving joins him in the backcourt. Irving, who only played 29 games last year. Remember, he refused to get vaccinated, did not play the first half of the season. Then they allowed him to play on the road, but not at home. 29 games for the Nets last year. And Brooklyn didn't fare particularly well. They were 14-15, a sub-500 record when Kyrie Irving played. Kevin Durant is the small forward, as deadly as ever, although injury starting to catch up to Durant in his 3 years with the Nets. He has been out 37 games 2 years ago, 27 games last year, and he missed all of last 3 years ago with the torn Achilles that he hurt when he was with the Warriors in the postseason. Royce O'Neal comes over from Utah. He's the starting small power forward, and Nicholas Claxton at 6'11" in his 4th year out of Georgia. He's the starting center. So you've got Simmons and Irving in the backcourt, Durant, O'Neal, and Claxton. And one of the things we'll also keep an eye on tonight is how the Wolves match up against the Nets. And Chris Finch told us before the game, Karl Anthony Towns will start on Ben Simmons. You'll see D'Angelo Russell on Royce O'Neal. At least they'll start that way, but have to adjust throughout the evening.
We haven't put a ton into the Brooklyn scouting report, just the basics, and we're going to kind of work our way through it, which I actually think is good for us, because it forces us to kind of make adjustments on the fly and see what's going to happen. And we can plan for things all we want, but once we start seeing how teams might try to manipulate.
Yeah, so there's Chris Finch talking about that matchup and how they will have to adjust on the fly. Here's what Steve Nash had to say about facing a Towns-Gobert front court.
There's more than one way to get it done. Size is historically a positive part of the game of basketball as well, no matter what era we're in. So it's really up to the team to figure out a way for it to work, because anything's possible. And, they definitely both bring a lot of components to the game.
Gobert and Claxton will jump it up at the center circle. Claxton wins the opening tip, and he'll bring it up from left to right. Brooklyn is in their black uniforms, tops and bottoms, with the white trim. They've got their numbers and names across the back in white. Timberwolves in the association white jerseys with the midnight navy and lake blue trim. Durant, mid-range jumper. He's been shooting 50% or better from that range for 7 consecutive years. He misfires on this one. Timberwolves yank down the rebound. They bring it up from right to left. McDaniels with it on the right side. It's Rudy Gobert. Top of the key out to Russell, wing left. Fake right, come left. Now circling off a Gobert screen. Russell against Nicholas Claxton on the switch. A kick out to McDaniels. Shot clock down to 2. And a whistle stops play in the 3-second call against Rudy Gobert. So Rudy was camped out in the paint. He thought that shot was going to come up a little bit quicker than it did. In fact, it never did come. 1 possession, 1 turnover for the Wolves. Here's Durant circling off a screen up top by Royce O'Neal and Ben Simmons. Now Kyrie in the corner. There's Durant off the Irving screen to the baseline. Durant top 2 over Jaden McDaniels and knocks it down. He drove hard to the baseline, popped from 10 feet. It fell backwards across the floor. Pass inside under the basket, looking for McDaniels, poked away. Claxton comes away with it. Here's Simmons on the push. Durant left side. Catch and shoot 3 on the way. Good. 5-0. Kevin Durant leads the Timberwolves. So 2 possessions, 2 turnovers for Minnesota. Russell with it, with Irving guarding him. Off to Gobert, right back to D'Lo. Swings it over his shoulder to Cat. Up fakes, looking to drive. Gets in on Simmons, draws a foul. They won't give him a continuation. It'll be sidelined out of bounds here for Minnesota. So Cat matching up against Simmons. Remember, it was a few years ago that Ben had Karl in the headlock on the Wells Fargo center floor when Cat got into it with Joel Embiid. Off the inbound, Edwards with it up top. Off the Gobert screen, and directing traffic here. Trying to set up Gobert inside, but 2 defenders guard Gobert there. Edwards 3, under duress, missed short. 5-0, Brooklyn on top as Irving probes up into the front court. Off a Simmons screen, Irving gets airborne from 15 to the opposite corner. Catch and shoot 3 is an air ball for Royce O'Neal. Timberwolves have the rebound. Here's Jaden. To a cutting D'Lo down the lane. Runner with the left hand. No. Gobert trying to track down the offensive rebound. Could not do so. The Nets come away with it. Simmons to the right side and Durant being guarded by Jaden McDaniels. Now O'Neal again in the corner, fires away on a three. Missed that one too. Royce O'Neal on the road the last 2 years, 41% for beyond the arc. About 5 percentage points better than his home three-point shooting. Cat misses well short on the right side three. Timberwolves still scoreless here. They're 0 of 3 shooting. They've got a couple of turnovers. Baseline drive here. O'Neal circles around off to Irving. Driving layup. No, but he got bumped by Rudy Gobert. So Rudy picks up the personal foul, and Kyrie goes to the free throw line for 2 shots. So what an offseason for the Brooklyn Nets. You have Kyrie wanting an extension, not getting it from the team, so he's playing out the final year of his deal. You had Kevin Durant demanding a trade, then demanding that the general manager and head coach be replaced. The Nets did not acquiesce to Kevin Durant's demands. And right when you first heard that Kevin Durant wanted to get traded, you looked around the NBA landscape. The best option was always for him to remain in Brooklyn. It took a long time to get there, but he ends up staying in Brooklyn. There's Gobert in the front court after Kyrie hits 1 out of 2. 6-0. 3 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Ant pull up top of the key jumper. No, off the back iron. Simmons with a rebound up the center of the floor to his left. On the run, it's Royce O'Neal. Down low to the block. Back out. Kyrie tries a 3 and buries it. 9-0. Brooklyn. 0 for 4 with a couple of turnovers for Minnesota. Here's Cat to the right side, and Jaden McDaniels working against Durant. Off to Gobert on the block. Good spin move on Claxton. Reverse layup. No, but Rudy drew contact. He'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. So this is really the first time fans are getting a chance to see Rudy Gobert in game action. There was the open scrimmage a couple of weeks ago here at Target Center. Well attended. And Rudy was available for that. Cat did not participate in that scrimmage. He was still coming off the non-COVID illness that kept him out the first week of training camp. But for the first time in a Timberwolves uniform, at least a preseason game, fans seeing the 7'1", 255-pound center. Now his 10th year out of Saint-Quentin, France. He is a 6-time All-Defensive player, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4 times All-NBA, 3-time All-Star, has led the league in blocks once, led the league in rebounds just this past season, and 3 times has led the NBA in field goal percentage. 4 times he's led the league in dunks. He is a high percentage shooter. 58% of his field goals in his career have been dunks. 11-1. Rudy split a pair, and the Wolves fell asleep defensively. Irving leaked out, made an over-the-shoulder catch, and laid it in. 11-1 Brooklyn. 8:38 left to go in the opening quarter. This is the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Order for me. Oh, yeah! Big Dog's gotta eat!
Get tickets to this exciting matchup, which features must-have giveaways for all fans. Tickets on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets. Act fast. This game will sell out.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
When you set up a savings goal with US Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the US Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. US Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Your home for Timberwolves basketball is Bally Sports North. Streaming games live on the Bally Sports app.
Hammers at home.
And now on.
Why read about it later when you can hear about it now? News Talk 830 WCCO.
All season long on Bally Sports North, the Bally Sports app, and Bally Sports Plus.
Goodness.
Visit BallySportsPlus.com to learn more and subscribe.
Only one way to go, and that's up for the Timberwolves. It's been a disappointing start to the game. 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. Timberwolves are down 11-1. They're 0 for 4 shooting, and they've turned it over twice, being out-rebounded 5-3. So far, the minutes for Towns and Gobert have not been strong. Here's what Chris Finch had to say before the game about his plan for those two tonight.
In the regular season, we'll get to a situation where we'll break them up and kind of find our groupings around those guys. But tonight, I think I'm just going to try to jam their minutes up together as much as possible just to see how it is. It gives us more film in the can.
Yeah, they want to try to play those guys' minutes as many together so they have some kind of basis to work with, break down the film, see how each play works. Edwards will inbound in the front court. Timberwolves down by 10. D'Angelo Russell off the Gobert screen. Pops on a wide-open 17-footer just to the left of the top of the key, and there's the first field goal of the game for Minnesota. D'Angelo Russell in the preseason only averaged 11 points in his first 2 games, but had his best game of the preseason Wednesday against the Lakers. 15 points, 8 assists, couple of steals, an efficient 5 of 9 shooting. Missed corner 3 for Royce O'Neal. He's 0 for 3 from that spot. Towns the rebound, outlet to McDaniels. Jaden looking to drive into the paint, off to Gobert. Takes a power dribble, spins on Durant, runs into Claxton, kicks out to Towns, right angle 3, in and out. No, off the glass and back in. Give Rudy the dime. I should say give Cat the dime. Rudy the dime, Cat the finish. 11-6. Timberwolves a 5-0 burst here. Simmons looks right side. Here's Durant. Left-handed dribble, top of the key against McDaniels, crosses him over, rises right elbow jumper, good, and he drew the foul. Jaden picks up the foul. That'll be his first of the evening. Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid both leading the team in fouls in the preseason, each committing 13. Our officials here tonight, the crew chief is St. Paul born Pat Frayer. He went to Hastings High School, resides in Eagan. He is in his 22nd NBA season. Tonight he's flanked by Nick Bookert in his 13th year and Jason Goldenberg in his 6th. We didn't see Pat Frayer or Jason Goldenberg much last year. Wolves were 0-1 when they saw Frayer and Goldenberg. Nick Bookert they saw 7 times, which is the second highest of any of the referees in the NBA. The Wolves went 1-6 with Nick Bookert as one of the officials. Towns with it up top. Free throw was good from Durant. 14-6. Jaden's 3-ball over the long arms of Durant's going to be short at the shot clock buzzer. Nets come away with the basketball. Irving feeds it. Simmons across the lane. His pass out deflected. Gobert backs it over to Jaden McDaniels. And here comes Jaden. Offensive foul. Well, this is a new rule. Jaden came up the floor. Royce O'Neal was to his right along the sideline. And Jaden went purposely right in front of O'Neal to cut him off. And that is now going to be called an offensive foul. Yep, Jaden looked, and then he went that way, and he forced O'Neal right into the courtside seats. He ended up right next to Karl Towns, Cat's dad, who somehow has got 3 seats to his right and about 5 seats to his left. I'm not sure Karl bought all those seats for some extra space, but it just worked out that way. And Brooklyn promptly turns it over right back the other way, an offensive foul against Nick Claxton. So one offensive foul begets another, and D'Lo will bring it up here from right to left. No changes for either side here. 6:45 left to go in the opening quarter. Edwards off the screen by Towns, switched on to Ben Simmons. Now it's Towns against Royce O'Neal. Backs him down, mid-post, turns, got stripped, and a whistle and an offensive foul. That's 3 straight offensive fouls, 2 against the Wolves. Cat, who led the NBA in offensive fouls last year, had 72 of them in 74 games. Timberwolves as a team, fourth most offensive fouls in the league. Claxton a handoff. Here's O'Neal in the lane. Floater up and in. It drops in for Royce O'Neal now in his 6th year out of Baylor. 16-6. Brooklyn back up by 10. Russell off the Gobert screen, and Gobert was trying to roll, but Claxton just held him from going towards the rim. That'll be a foul on the 6'11" fourth-year center out of Georgia. Off the inbound, D'Lo, his pass up top deflected. Royce O'Neal just with his back to the play, put his arm up, and the ball hit his arm. There's Durant going up for a dunk in transition, missed it under duress. O'Neal has the offensive rebound back to Durant. Baseline Jimmy is there. That is 10 first quarter points for Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving has 6. 18-6 is the count. Brooklyn up big. Cat holding up top. Simmons watching him. Cat will put it on the deck with a right-handed dribble. Tries to get a step. Got bumped by Simmons. They will not give him a continuation. Coaching staff is up in arms on the Minnesota end. Pat Frayer makes the call, and it will be sideline out of bounds. That should be free throws. Wolves are in the bonus, so Cat will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Timberwolves basketball tonight brought to you in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank is proud to be the official bank of the Timberwolves. Free throw, no good. Timberwolves are 1 of 3 at the free throw line, 2 of 7 from the field.
Going the obvious one.
The Nets are going to make some substitutions here. They've got Markieff Morris, who spent last year in Miami, but didn't play a whole lot. Remember that incident between Markieff Morris and Nikola Jokic in Denver? Morris with a cheap shot to get the altercation started. Then Jokic responded, shoving him from behind, and that gave Markieff Morris whiplash, and he had a prior neck injury, so he missed upwards of 58 games as he waited to get cleared by the league. The league's fitness to play panel took some time, and then he was pretty much out of the rotation by the time he got back to the Miami lineup. Driving layup for Day'Ron Sharpe, second-year forward out of North Carolina. 20-7. Nets up by 13. D'Lo down the lane to the rim. Layup is good. He beat Patty Mills, the Aussie. Mills, who's in his 14th NBA season. So Durant's still out there. So is Kyrie Irving with Patty Mills, Day'Ron Sharpe, and Markieff Morris. No changes for Minnesota. Here is Markieff Morris trying a right side three. It comes up short. McDaniels with a rebound. Russell up into the front court here. Quick crossover inside the arc. Now into the paint as a defender on his hip. It's Mills. The floater drops in. D'Lo has liked the matchup of going against Patty Mills rather than Kyrie Irving, who was on him for the most part in the game's opening 5 minutes. Irving with it. It's got a staggered screen to his left. He'll pop on a wide open three. Offline, no. Rudy to rebound. Down 9 with 4:35 to go in the quarter. Russell up into the front court again against Patty Mills, circling off a screen down the lane, drops it back for Gobert through his hands. Cat scoops it up, back to D'Lo in the corner, thought about a three, instead tips it inside. Gobert with the catch and the right-handed flush. First field goal for Rudy Gobert. 20-13, Timberwolves within 7. Brooklyn from left to right here. Kyrie off the Durant screen, now drops it back for KD. Durant holding with 5 on the shot clock off a screen by Day'Ron Sharpe. Attacks into the paint, hesitates, makes sure he clears away from Rudy Gobert. He found some space. He floated it up and in. 12 for Durant here in the opening quarter. 5 of 7 shooting. Russell's got 6 to pace the Wolves. He'll fire a left angle three. Missed it long. Rudy offensive rebound, but wave it off an offensive foul. Or I should say a loose ball foul, battling for that rebound. So Gobert is going to get called for his second personal foul. Brings us to another timeout. 3:41 left to go in the opening quarter. Brooklyn on top of Minnesota, 22-13. They lead by 9 on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
All right, we're joined by Dr. Okoroha, orthopedic surgeon at Mayo Clinic and team physician for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Right now, we're talking cutting-edge technology and equipment. Now, medicine and technology are things that are changing and evolving all the time. What are some of the new exciting treatment options and equipment that Mayo Clinic is using to treat orthopedic and sports medicine injuries?
Generally, there are two treatment paths, the non-surgical path and the surgical path. On the non-surgical path, we give our everyday athletes the access to equipment used by the Timberwolves and the Lynx. Now, that includes the Alter G, which is an anti-gravity treadmill that lets you run with less gravity. We have the HydroWorks pool. You have the motion analysis lab that allows us to test movement patterns and gait and really create a program to reduce injury risk. So another non-surgical option that we offer are ultrasound-guided joint injections. And what that allows us to do is do a quick assessment of the joint and then increase the accuracy of our injections, such as the PRP or stem cell injections, to improve joint health. Now, on the surgical side, we offer arthroscopies and minimally invasive procedures. That allows us to do a minimally invasive surgery and get you back on the field or the court quicker.
All right, that is Dr. Okoro Ha, orthopedic surgeon and team physician for the Timberwolves. To learn more, you can check out either of their two locations, both in downtown Minneapolis at Mayo Clinic Square and in Rochester. You can also visit their website, sportsmedicine.mayoclinic.org.
When it comes to NBA basketball, the action is nonstop next level. And NBA League Pass gives you more. Stream more live games, get more expert analysis, more camera angles, more classic games, more incredible action, all the way you want. NBA League Pass. Subscribe today and stream more.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Brooklyn Nets in control right now, late in the first quarter. They're up 22-13. Kevin Durant, 12 points in 8 minutes of play. He's been 5 of 7 shooting. You know, of all the players to play against the Timberwolves in franchise history, Durant comes in with a second-best scoring average, only behind Michael Jordan. Jordan averaged 29.2 points a game in his career against the Timberwolves. Right behind him, Kevin Durant, 27.5 points per game. Durant has had 2 triple-doubles against the Wolves. He's scored 40 or more 5 times against the Wolves. He's had 30 or more points 18 times against Minnesota. We saw plenty of him when he was in an Oklahoma City Thunder jersey 4 times a year. Durant remains on the floor here. Kyrie up the center of the floor. Off to a cutting Day'Ron Sharpe, who makes the catch, flushes it for 2. 24-13. It is an 11-point Nets lead. They got a 10-4 edge in paint points. They got an 8-0 edge in fast break points. And triple team down low in the block out to Jalen Noel into the game for the first time. Also Kyle Anderson out there. McDaniels fires a corner 3 opposite the Wolves bench. No, Sharpe the rebound. And now Patty Mills gives it up to Durant, who feeds Irving. Quick 3 left side. No, off the rim. Kyle Anderson back the other way. Anderson on the push off to McDaniels. Lowers the shoulder. Bowls over his defender and floats up the 8-footer. Kyrie Irving decided to stick his nose in there. Jaden just kind of bumped him right out of the way. Nice little floater, by the way, for Jaden McDaniels. That shot's been difficult for him, but that one looked awfully smooth. That floater range. Not mid-range, but not at the rim either. Here's Kyrie, top of the key. Gets a step on Noel. Pulls up at the free throw line. That rattles around. Wouldn't drop. Tip follow. No. For Day'Ron Sharpe. Timberwolves have the rebound. 24-15. 9-point Brooklyn lead. Anthony Edwards, wing right. Markieff Morris, the defender. Off to a cutting Anderson. In the lane. He'll float it up with the right hand. No. The spacing was odd. Kyle Anderson looked around for some help. Maybe a cutter. Nothing was doing. Irving back the other way to the baseline. The elbow and Markieff Morris back out to Durant, sitting on 12 points and 5 of 7 shooting. Looking to distribute here, Markieff Morris. Couple of dribbles, spin on Noel into the paint. The 10-footer drops in for Markieff Morris, the vet, now in his 12th season out of Kansas. Averaging 7 points a game in 3 preseason games. Towns down the lane, able to get some space. The layup good, and he drew the foul. Towns hits the deck, crashing into the basket stanchion. He'll get helped up by Jaden McDaniels. Now Carl with a chance for a 3-point play. 26-17. Still a 9-point Brooklyn lead with 1:44 to go in the quarter. Naz Reid set the check in at the next whistle. He's likely coming in for... Nope, it's coming in for Jaden McDaniels. So we'll see some Naz and Cat minutes here with Taurean Prince, Anthony Edwards, Oh, we saw Torian Prince go in for Jaden McDaniels. I apologize. Nas will have to wait for the next whistle to go in for Towns. 8-point game. Patty Mills up the center of the floor. 81 games last year for Patty Mills. The dude just does not miss games. He's missed 13 games total in the last 7 years. It's an incredible statistic, especially with the way of load management, the way guys got injured, of course, all the illness that happened the last couple of years with COVID. Patty Mills has been a rock. Brooklyn couldn't score on their offensive possession. Here's Towns at the elbow, and a whistle stops play, and a foul is called. That's going to send Anthony Edwards to the free throw line for 2 shots. 1:15 to go in quarter number 1. Cat at the free throw line. Thought it'd be Ant at the stripe. He was there for a moment. Free throw good. One more coming for Carl. 26-19. There's not been a lot for the crowd to cheer about here tonight in the home debut for this Timberwolves team. We get underway for good on Wednesday night. OKC in town. Friday against Rudy's former team, the Jazz in town. 2 free throws are good for Carl. It's one thing the Wolves have not been particularly good at this preseason is getting to the free throw line, but a lot of that has had to do with the fact that Cat's played 1 game, Rudy's played 1 game. D'Angelo Russell missed a game. The offense has looked pretty good, as we mentioned, 6th best offensive rating during the preseason. Day'Ron Sharpe out to Kyrie Irving up top. 3 on the shot clock. Trying to make something happen against Jalen Noel, rising up a tough 2, and he hits. Well, nobody's better at those tough 2s. Maybe Kevin Durant. Kyrie Irving when he gets it going. 16 points a game in the preseason. Towns misfires on a 3 straight away. Kyrie Irving comes back the other way with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. He got tripped up at the 3-point line, fell at the free throw line. And Nick Bookert is going to call a kickball, not a foul, against the Timberwolves. So Naz Reid is in for Karl Anthony Towns. We'll reset the 5 on the floor for you here. The Wolves will have a Jalen Noel. No J-Mac tonight. A shoulder injury has sidelined him the last 2 games. Chris Finch does not feel like it's anything too serious. Should be available for the season opener. But Noel and Bryn Forbes in the backcourt together with Torian Prince, Kyle Anderson, and Naz Reid. Missed 3 left side, Patty Mills. Rebound, Naz couldn't control it, out of bounds. Day'Ron Sharpe was all over his back. He thought he got fouled. The referees disagree. And it'll be Brooklyn basketball here along the baseline. Kevin Durant right back into the game. I believe Yuta Watanabe, who just checked in, going right back out. Trying to maximize the possession here. Off the inbound to the corner, Markieff Morris open for the 3. Missed it long. Naz the rebound. Wolves can hold for the final shot of the corner. They trail by 8, 28-20. Wolves have been down by as many as 13. Shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Torian Prince pulls it out against Kevin Durant. He's on the Target Center logo. Off a screen by Naz Reid. Lobs it back into Naz. Rolling to the rim. Layup good with 3.1 left. Nicely done. Kyrie crosses midcourt. Splits 2 defenders. Hop, skip, and a jump. Top of the key jumper. No, it's off the back iron. May have gotten away with the travel, but the shot didn't go anyway. Timberwolves trailed by as many as 13. They cut it to 6 after 1. Brooklyn 28, Minnesota 22. Glad you're along with us on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Imagine being in the building for the next monster dunk from Ant.
On the attack, the rim rises up and hammers it.
Or rising to your feet with 19,000 other fans after Cat hits a clutch shot.
Unbelievable! What a shot by Carl!
Get tickets to the next Timberwolves game and experience all the exciting action in person.
Just up for Ant. Oh, he rocks the rim! Oh, doctor! You gotta love it!
Single game tickets are on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets.
Your home for Timberwolves basketball is Bally Sports North. Stream games live on the Bally Sports app.
Hammers at home.
And now on Bally Sports Plus, the all-new standalone streaming subscription service from Bally Sports.
Oh, he was taking that down Main Street.
Timberwolves basketball all season long on Bally Sports North, the Bally Sports app, and Bally Sports Plus.
Goodness. Goodness.
Visit BallySportsPlus.com to learn more and subscribe.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Running a business is a lot of work. Luckily, I've got a great partner.
Oh, I think you.
I meant US Bank.
I knew that.
US Bank Business Essentials is a huge help to us.
Totally. Their comprehensive point of sale system does it all. Tracks inventory, manages schedules, customizes orders.
Plus all the regular banking stuff.
If only it could make coffee.
Nah, that's your job.
From point of sale to quick loans, we have many ways to make your business boom. That's what US Bank is for. US Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Preseason finale for both the Timberwolves and Nets. So far, Brooklyn in control, up 28-22. Wolves trail by as many as 13 in that first quarter. Nets dominant in the paint. Wolves cut that gap a little bit at the end of the quarter, 12-10 in favor of Brooklyn and 8-2 in favor of fast break points. Wolves also with uncharacteristic turnovers. Their turnover rate in the preseason has been really good, fourth best, averaging about 15 a game. They get 5 in the opening quarter. Brooklyn 9-0 points off of turnovers. Bryn Forbes sets himself, fires on the three, missed it off the back iron. Brooklyn comes away with the rebound. Ben Simmons back on the floor. Left-handed dribble, switches over to the right, drives in, floats it up, off glass, soft touch. Ben Simmons back. Had a good game against Milwaukee the other night. He's averaging 6 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. A steal. Turnovers have been up, but that's nothing too uncommon in the preseason. Anderson, awkward leaning 8-footer that rims off to the right. Ben Simmons now lobs it inside. Claxton with a catch and the scoop, and it scores. 32-22, 10-point Brooklyn advantage. Taurean Prince around a Naz Reid screen. Steps through in the lane, over Claxton, tough shot, too strong off the window. Prince tracks down his own offensive rebound. A little floater from the left block, drops in. 32-24. I mentioned the Wolves open Wednesday against OKC, then Friday against Utah, then Sunday at OKC, and then San Antonio. Wolves have a real opportunity to start the season with some success. Their first 5 games, the easiest schedule in the NBA. First 20 games, second easiest schedule. I know how important the first 20 games of the year are. Normally, 7 of the 8 playoff teams have already been in those top 8 spots. If you can get yourself to 11 or 12 wins in those first 20 games, you give yourself an excellent chance to secure. Doesn't guarantee anything, but the numbers tell you through 20 games. You win 12 out of those 20, you get the postseason 91% of the time in the Western Conference. Jalen Noel drew a foul in the lane. He misses the first free throw. The Wolves have struggled there at the stripe. They're 5 of 8. From the stripe, Timberwolves again still with the same unit that closed the quarter. Jalen Noel, Bryn Forbes, Taurean Prince, Kyle Anderson, and Naz Reid. 1 out of 2 for Jalen. Brings the Timberwolves to within 10 here, 35-25. Patty Mills, Markieff Morris, Nick Claxton, Ben Simmons, and on the floor is Cam Thomas, second-year guard out of LSU. Patty Mills off the Claxton screen into the paint, pivots, falls away on the free throw line jumper, way offline. Claxton, the rebound, a whistle, and a loose ball foul against Naz Reid. Sideline out of bounds for Brooklyn here. Last year went 44-38, so they were 6 games over the 500 mark. They secured the 7 seed with a play-in win over Cleveland and then got swept by Boston in the first round. They had Kyrie. They had Kevin Durant. Boston was just too much. Cam Thomas dribbles hard to the nail. The last second, dish it off to Simmons. His floater in the lane, too strong. He challenges for his own rebound, couldn't control it. Kyle Anderson comes away with it, steps through, in the lane, floats it up, off glass. No, it would have counted had it gone. But Kyle Anderson will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. One of the problems for the Brooklyn Nets, this is year number 4 already of the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving grand experiment. Because remember, the last time they did not have one of those guys, D'Angelo Russell was still on their team back in the 18-19 season. That was D'Lo's All-Star season. He was named a reserve for the All-Star team that year. Brooklyn made the postseason. Then Kyrie and Kevin Durant decided to team up. In the 1920 season, Durant missed all of that. But that was the one year that Brooklyn actually defended. They had the 9th best defense that year. They shifted to all offense 2 years ago. Not only the number 1 offense in the NBA, they had the number 1 offense in NBA history. That's how good that was. Last year, they were 8th best offensively, but they're bottom 10 defensive team each of the last 2 years. And that was really on display in that first-round playoff loss to Boston. Brooklyn turns it over as Cam Thomas got airborne along the baseline, threw it right to Kyle Anderson, who feeds Noel, right side 3, missed that one long. Jalen's 3 ball has not been dropping here in the preseason. The Timberwolves could not control the rebound. It goes out of bounds. Jalen Noel just 4 of 16 now in the preseason from beyond the arc. 2 gone here in the second quarter. Nets 35, Timberwolves 27. Claxton to Ben Simmons against Kyle Anderson. Posting up, now the kick out to Cam Thomas. His mid-range jumper, no. Battling for the rebound. Claxton draws another foul. It'll go against Naz Reid. So I mentioned McDaniels and Naz Reid have been the 2 main culprits as far as fouls go. They each have committed 2 tonight. They each have 15 for the preseason. Simmons will trigger in. Off to Claxton. Now Simmons with it. Left-handed drive on Anderson. Gets into the paint. Out to Patty Mills. He'll spot up for the 3 and he'll knock it down. Patty Mills deadly from beyond the arc. 40% last year. 39% for his career. It's one thing Brooklyn will have this season. As Noel gets airborne off to Prince in the corner. Victorian holds against Markieff Morris, and he traveled. Turnover on Minnesota. That'll be their 6th of the game. Now, the Nets are not completely at full strength tonight. They do not have Seth Curry, and they do not have Joe Harris. Steve Nash said they are both progressing, but not to the point where they could play tonight. Curry went through off-season ankle surgery. And Joe Harris missed all but, 14 games last year. He had a couple of surgeries on his left ankle. He's played in 1 preseason game, but he's now missed 3 in a row with some left foot soreness. But again, they don't think that is a major deal. But boy, you got Patty Mills, Joe Harris, Seth Curry. You've got really good shooting on the outside. Rudy Gobert is back. Naz Reid will sit. 8:20 left to go second quarter. Nets 40. Timberwolves 27. Wolves really developed a home court edge here at Target Center last year. They had the 11th best home record, 26-15. But in mid-December, that's when things really took off. They went 19-6 here on the home floor since mid-December. That was the 3rd best home record in the NBA. Jumper is good for Bryn Forbes. Makes it 40-29. And that was a deep 2 for Bryn Forbes. That shot missed by Ben Simmons. Rebound comes down. Kyle Anderson controls. Under 8 left to go second quarter. Forbes inside to Gobert. Ooh. Gobert back Simmons right under the basket. Forbes did the wise thing and just fire it in there. Either Rudy's going to catch it or he's going to get fouled. Rudy eventually caught it. Ben Simmons slapped the ball away, going right across the hands of Rudy. Australia v. France right there. Oh, Rudy puts his hand in the back of Simmons. And Simmons just swipes down on it. What's Ben's problem? Now Anderson with it up top. Rudy again setting up inside against Simmons. They couldn't get him the ball. Here's D'Lo with it up top. Fakes the pass, keeps it himself. The floater no good. A rebound collected by Nick Claxton. Now Simmons on the hit ahead. Royce O'Neal slipped, maintained the dribble. Doing a little Curly Neal impersonation. Back off to Simmons, who shoves off on Kyle Anderson. Simmons playing with an edge here in the first half. Here's Simmons with it. Left of the lane, line drive shot. Wow, he missed everything badly. Here's Prince back the other way. Scoop to the hoop. No, but he got fouled. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Simmons is 1 for 3 shooting. But that was the first shot where he really missed everything. Angling away from the rim to his left. He fired that with his left hand and missed everything long off the glass. It was not close. A lot of people feel that Ben Simmons is shooting with the wrong hand. Hard to imagine you could get all the way to an NBA level, be a 3-time All-Star, a 1-time All-NBA player, lead the league in steals, be that accomplished of a defensive player at 6'10", and do all that while shooting with the wrong hand. Simmons was born in Melbourne. Actually played a few years in high school with D'Angelo Russell. 2 years with D'Lo at Montverde Academy in Florida. And D'Lo's actually younger than Ben Simmons. He was in his 5th year, but remember, he missed all of last season and he missed all of his rookie season with a right foot injury. Offensive foul against the Nets, an illegal screen picked off Taurean Prince. And a timeout has been called. 7:07 left to go in the first half. Steve Nash looking for an explanation from Pat Frayer about that illegal screen. Timberwolves down by 9. It's the Nets who lead the Wolves 40-31 on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Looking for fun NBA break plans for your family? The Timberwolves and Lynx Academy has you covered with their one-day basketball clinics. Open to children in grades K through 7, Timberwolves and Lynx Academy clinics provide a positive and encouraging environment for youth to play and learn the game. Learn more at TimberwolvesBasketballAcademy.com.
Hey Wolves fans, David Peach here, General Manager at Friendly Chevrolet. We're proud sponsors of the Minnesota Timberwolves and love it when we can help fans save money on their vehicles. In fact, in October, stop in for an oil change and tell us you're a Wolves fan and we'll give you $10 off, just like that. Plus, get $500 off when you pre-order any Silverado 1500, including the 2.7-liter Silverado that gets up to 480 miles on a full tank of gas. You can find us 2 miles north of 694 in Fridley and online at friendlychev.com. Go Wolves! See dealer for details.
When it comes to your health, the unknown can be unsettling. But there's one thing that can calm that uncertainty: an answer. Mayo Clinic uncovers answers every day through exploration, teamwork, and innovation, which can lead to even more answers and help to find a path forward. So if that's what you're looking for, you know where to go. Mayo Clinic. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/answers.
When it comes to NBA basketball, the action is nonstop next level. And NBA League Pass gives you more. Stream more live games. Get more expert analysis. More camera angles. More classic games. More incredible action. All the way you want. NBA League Pass. Subscribe today and stream more.
Want to see the Timberwolves on your schedule? 10-game flex plans put you in control of your fandom with your own personalized plan. Plus, get priority access to playoff tickets and save money over single-game tickets. Lock in with a flex plan at timberwolves.com/flex.
Slow first half for the Timberwolves here. They trail the Nets by 9, 40-31. That last illegal screen was called against Ben Simmons. That's his 5th personal foul. Ben Simmons has played 11 minutes and 9 seconds in this game. He's committed 5 personal fouls. Otherwise, he's played pretty well. 2 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. He's been a plus 14 during his time on the floor, but the 5 fouls will put him on the bench here with 7:03 to go in the second quarter. Towns and Gobert back on the floor together. Towns quickly to the baseline, cut off by Royce O'Neal. Out to Torian Prince, baseline, he'll take a dribble towards the rim, stop and pop on a 14-foot jumper and connect. Timberwolves within 7. They've trailed by as many as 13 in this game. The Wolves have never had it tied. They've never had the lead. Wolves currently on a 6-0 burst. Patty Mills with it, off to Kyrie Irving. Irving down the lane, challenging Gobert. Oh, the layup dropped. He split Gobert and Towns. Somehow got that shot off and drew the foul on Karl Anthony Towns. Kyrie to the free throw line. He's got 10 points. Durant has 12 points in 11 minutes of play. Fans want to see the Wolves on your schedule, personalized by you. 10-game flex plans. They put you in control of your fandom. Lock in with a flex plan at timberwolves.com/flex. Any 10 games. You pick the dates. You pick the seats. 10-game flex packs available now. Kyrie perfect at the line. 2 for 2. Got 11 points, 43-33. Russell, Towns, Gobert, Prince, Edwards. Towns offline on a 15-footer straight away. Cat's 2 of 5 shooting. He's got 9. Brooklyn with the basketball, up by 10. O'Neal moves it quickly to Durant. Doubled on the perimeter. O'Neal open, left angle 3 on the way. Good. A career 38% shooter from beyond the arc. The former teammate of Rudy Gobert in Utah for the last 6 seasons. No, 5 seasons. O'Neal's 6th year is this year. He got traded to Brooklyn in the offseason for a first-round pick. Here's Ant firing and hitting a left angle 3. It's not quite a catch and shoot because although he didn't take a dribble, so it's not off the bounce, but it's not like he caught it and in rhythm shot the ball. He just held it for about 5 seconds. And it still goes down as a catch and shoot opportunity. Let's call for another foul here. It's Anthony Edwards. It's his first, 4th against the team. Sideline out of bounds here for Brooklyn. They're moving from left to right across your radio. They've got Cam Thomas, Day'Ron Sharpe, Kevin Durant, Royce O'Neal, Kyrie Irving on the floor. Against D'Lo, Ant, McDaniels, Towns, and Gobert. Cam Thomas, floater from the right block. No. Gobert, the rebound, outlet to D'Lo, got knocked away. Irving knocked it free. Cam Thomas, 10-footer. No. Gobert with another rebound. Towns has 4 boards. So does Rudy Gobert. Towns, good setup early on O'Neal inside. He turns and draws the foul immediately. That'll be free throws for Karl Anthony Towns. He has 4 of 5 at the free throw line. Brooklyn looked good early, coming off a win a couple of nights ago in Milwaukee. Steve Nash before the game on how he's approaching this final preseason game.
Our guys need time. I think there's the incorporating all this stuff, all our principles. There's the physical part, and then there's the cohesion. So it's an important exercise for us tonight. We need to take advantage and play well and play hard.
What? These two teams won't face each other in the regular season until March. So get your fill of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. Do it quickly because those guys will probably be out late by the last couple of games. Starters have been out by the end of the third quarter. 46-38 as Cat hit both free throws. He's the first Timberwolves player in double figures. He's got 11. Kyrie, right side 3 is online. He stroked that over Anthony Edwards. Up to 14 points for Irving on 9 shot attempts. 49-38, Brooklyn by 11, 5 to go here first half. McDaniels with it up top. Jade with a left-handed dribble out to Russell on the logo at midcourt. Gobert sets the high screen. D'Lo uses that, and the whistle stops play. Cam Thomas trying to fight over the top of that big, bad Rudy Gobert screen. And that's one thing that Rudy brings to the Timberwolves. He is the best screening big in the NBA. D'Lo's free throw, no good. Wolves have gotten to the free throw line 16 times in the first half. They've only hit 12 of them. I guess right around league average, but they're hoping for 80% or more. 1 out of 2. Brooklyn's only 3 of 4 at the free throw line, but they have shot just a tick under 50%. But you're going to see Rudy Gobert sets a lot of screens for D'Angelo Russell. Last time D'Lo had a pick-and-roll partner in a big, like Rudy Gobert, and it doesn't compare to this year, was with Brooklyn in the 18-19 season. Jared Allen, end-to-end, and couldn't finish in traffic. Here comes Brooklyn back the other way. Kyrie surveys the scene, drops it between his legs. 3-ball, O'Neal, it's offline. Towns rebound. Baseball pass up ahead. Here's Ant, 1 dribble, now with 2. Thought about a quick trigger 3. Now he's working against Kyrie Irving, who claps at him. The crowd gets into it here. Let's see if Ant gets right around Kyrie. Got stripped from behind. Kyrie recovered. KD feeds O'Neal on the run of the rim. Layup good and a foul. Towns is called for his 3rd personal foul. Things starting to heat up here. KD and Kyrie showing some emotion. 51-39. Brooklyn leads by a dozen. Boy, I'm not sure Cat even touched Royce O'Neal. No contact there at all. Regular season, that might be worth a challenge. You look for a little more high leverage situation, I guess. Only 1 free throw. O'Neal caps it off. 52-39. 4 minutes to go in a sluggish first half for Minnesota, facing a really good Brooklyn team. Gobert right back to Russell, firing on the 3. No. Daron Sharp the rebound. Durant, that 6'11" frame, brings it up in the front court. Off to Kyrie, left side, off the Daron Sharp screen, top of the key. Bounce pass, too Sharp. Runs into Rudy Gobert, turns around, dribbles right back the other way. O'Neal now with it. Shuffles it off. Inside, Sharp missed the layup. Offensive rebound. He puts it back up and in. 54-39. It's a 15-point Brooklyn lead. Nice lob to the rim. Russell from the right angle sets up McDaniels. He was well guarded, but perfectly placed there by Russell, the alley-oop. 54-41. Brooklyn up by 13. Daron Sharp on the perimeter, not a threat from there. Hand off to KD. He's always a threat from anywhere. Cam Thomas left side. Right-handed dribble in the paint. Lost it on the way up. Gobert's got it. Off to Karl Anthony Towns. D'Lo was calling for it. Okay, inside, Rudy. To the rim, missed it. But a whistle and a foul. They'll get Durant. Rudy was a little too far away to dunk that. And, of course, he may have been affected by the fact that Durant got him on the arm. Time out of the floor. 2:59 left to go in the half. Brooklyn by 13 on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
When you set up a savings goal with US Bank, it grows with you. There's no limit to what you can crochet. Can do. Doesn't have to be crocheting, but it totally could be. Like the headphones you're listening to this ad with, you could totally crochet those. There's no telling where your savings goal will take you. Maybe you'll save enough for yarn to crochet your house or the whole town. Oh, right. Doesn't have to be crochet related.
Set up savings goals on the US Bank mobile app, even for the wildest of dreams. US Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Cal Soderquist with your scoreboard update. We are into the second half north of the border, the NBA Canada Series, as the Raptors and Celtics playing in the home of the NHL's Montreal Canadiens tonight. And, of course, the Celtics fresh off that NBA Finals appearance, but a different lead man on the bench as Ime Udoka suspended for the season. Here's Eastern Conference Finals MVP Jason Tatum on how he and his teammates will move forward without their usual head coach this year.
Get back to what, we know we could do best, and that's play basketball. Not as simple as that, but, it's just kind of our mindset of, obviously it's a lot going on, but the things that we can control is, playing basketball.
Tatum's out there tonight. He's got 15 points, 5 boards. He and the Celtics have a 4-point lead in that third quarter. Meanwhile, for Toronto, OG Anunoby has 25. Later this evening should be a fun one between the Nuggets and Warriors. That one tips off at 9 o'clock Central Time. Draymond Green tentatively slated to make his return to the Warriors after a week's leave of absence following that dust-up in practice with teammate Jordan Poole. Back to Alan Horton.
All right, Cal, 2:59 left to go second quarter. Brooklyn by 13. Before we get back to the action, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all across the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hear the news and newsmakers here. News Talk 830 WCCO KMNB HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
Executive producer Cal Soderquist. I'm Alan Horton. Target Center, the venue tonight in downtown Minneapolis. Our engineer is Paul Black. Our statistician, Super Dave Hanlon. Our studio coordinator is Todd Charney. Glad you're along with us on our flagship 830 WCCO and all across the Timberwolves Radio Network, Sirius XM satellite radio. The Timberwolves mobile app has the games for you. Also the Odyssey app. You can find Timberwolves basketball in all those locations throughout the course of the season. The Audio League Pass available for you at NBA.com as well. Out of the timeout, we find Rudy Gobert at the free throw line for 2. Timberwolves down by 13 points. First free throw is good. Rudy's got a little hitch in that free throw stroke, and he's had some good years at the free throw line. He's had some subpar years at the free throw line. He comes in 64% for his career at the stripe. And he gets to the free throw line on average about 5 times a game. 2 free throws good here. He is now 3 of 4 at the stripe. Rudy has 5 points, 4 rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns with 11 points, 6 rebounds. But all 5 starters for the Timberwolves are a -9 or worse. Gobert's -9, Edwards -10, D'Lo and McDaniels -11, and Katz a -12. So they have been thoroughly outplayed by the Brooklyn starters here tonight. Durant draws a foul. He'll be at the free throw line. And while he's there, let's hear from Karl Anthony Towns, who spoke after shoot-around this morning over at Mayo Clinic Square about how Rudy can help his game.
You know, I can utilize more of my passing ability. Opens up the floor, gives me more chance to have those one-on-ones that I'm very deadly at. And at the same time, defensively, it gives me a chance to even be more aggressive, play more on the ball, take a little more chances. So he gives you that opportunity because, you know, you have that kind of insurance policy behind you.
And at least from what we've seen here in the first half, it's going to take a little bit more time for things to really fire on all cylinders. And it may take some time into the season. The good news for the Wolves, I mentioned that early season favorable schedule. Nice spin move by Rudy inside. That gave a wide open finger roll at the rim. He drew the foul too. 3-point opportunity. So Gobert back to the free throw line where he's 3 of 4 tonight. Well, it's not going to look perfect after just 15 or 20 minutes, however long the Towns and Gobert play tonight. And it's about all 5 guys as well, not just the 2 big men. Missed free throw by Gobert. Brooklyn's got the rebound with 2:30 left to go before halftime. Kyrie up the center of the floor, sitting on 14 points. Durant has 13. He's got it high post. McDaniels on him. Durant off the Day'Ron Sharp screen. Nice little pocket pass back to Sharp, who got stripped by Anthony Edwards. McDaniels scoops up the loose ball, feeds Russell left side, inside the arc, now backs it out, lobs it down low for Gobert. Going to work on Durant, backing him down, in the restricted area, turning his tongue, he got it. Rudy would not be denied. He got to the rim and flushed it. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Wolves are within 8. Royce O'Neal looking to the right side. Here's Durant, left-handed dribble across the paint. He'll rise up, a tough 2, no good off the back iron. Outlet comes. Here's D'Angelo Russell, stop and pop left angle 3. That's a shot he could not buy last year, and he's not hit it in the preseason either. Early shot clock transition 3. 55-47. Timberwolves still down by 8. Missed an opportunity there. Here's Cam Thomas's pass up top, a dangerous one. Ant nearly stole it. Kyrie right back to Thomas against Gobert. Fires on the 3 and strokes it. Cam Thomas put up 9 points a game in 18 minutes last season. Had a couple of starts, but primarily off the bench. Gobert has scored the last 6 for Minnesota. Ant off the cat screen. One-on-one here against Royce O'Neal. Crossing him over. Top of the key, down the lane. Shot blocked. Sharp came over to knock it away. Kyrie on the push. Top of the key. Bounce pass to the corner. Kicked by D'Lo. Out of bounds. Yuta Watanabe and Nick Claxton in. Day'Ron Sharpe and Cam Thomas will take a seat. 58.4 left to go second quarter. Brooklyn by 11. This game has not been tied. Timberwolves have never had the lead.
1, 2, 3.
Kyrie with a count up to 3. Off to Durant. Angle 3. Got it. And Jaden McDaniels called for a foul. 4-point opportunity for Kevin Durant. McDaniels picks up his third. McDaniels, Towns, Gobert, all with 3 each. The Nets have Cam Thomas with 3. Oh, and they've got Ben Simmons with 5. Now, the Wolves haven't challenged this play, but I believe the referees are looking at it to see if Durant had his foot beyond the line. It seems like something they could. Maybe they're also checking to see if McDaniels gets in his landing spot. Might be a flagrant foul. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, because the 2 versus 3 thing wouldn't matter. They could solve that later. One of the new things, the lights that are on the end of the scorer's table. Huh? Pat Frayer got a bum headset. He had to put on another one. Those lights that flash green when you know a team is challenging a play. The new thing this year, those things can go from silent to green or to blue. New colors. If you see blue, that means that there's been a scoring change from Secaucus, New Jersey. And they say no flagrant foul against Jaden McDaniels. I think Jaden's foot would have landed in the landing spot, but he kind of was angling away from Durant, kind of got out of, he went beyond his landing spot into the side. So it'll be 1 free throw for Kevin Durant. So I'm excited to see a blue light possibly this season. It's not very often that the scorer's table will have a change in scoring. They do look at every 3. It happen once or twice a year. If you see a blue light at the scorer's table, that's what that means. Kevin Durant at the striker. Free throw good. 4-point play. 62-47. Brooklyn by 15. D'Angelo Russell from right to left here. Up the center of the floor, off to Towns. Top of the key. The big man will rumble into the paint. Floated up with the right hand and hit. He's got to be careful with those elbows, too. He came across Royce O'Neal and almost got the elbow to the face of O'Neal. Regular season, I think O'Neal probably sticks his head in there. I think in the preseason, he's making a business decision. Not worth it. Yuta Watanabe up top. 3-ball, no. You may remember Watanabe here in this building. That's the individual that Ant dunked on 2 years ago when Watanabe was with the Toronto Raptors. 62-49, Ant's got it. Drive, his kick-out pass deflected, but D'Lo controls. 8 to shoot. Off of Gobert's screen, D'Lo just lost the ball. Another turnover on the Timberwolves. Here's Royce O'Neal. 9 seconds left to go in the half. Kyrie has the ball in his hands with 5. Now with 4, with 3. Shake and bake on Russell. Pump fakes on the 3. Now fires and hits with 7/10 of a second left to play. 17 for Kyrie Irving. Inbound Taurean Prince, his 3-quarter court heave. Came up well short. It would not have counted had it gone. Dominant first half for the Brooklyn Nets, led by Kyrie Irving 17 and Kevin Durant's 17. Brooklyn closes out the half on a 10-2 run over the final minute and 24 seconds. Timberwolves got 13 from Karl Anthony Towns. They got 9 from Rudy Gobert. Those two playing together and starting for the first time this preseason. Well, the Wolves find themselves down 16 at the half. Stay tuned. Cal Soderquist has your halftime coverage next, and we'll hear from D'Angelo Russell coming up at the half. That's next on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Mark your calendars, Wolves fans. Pat Bev returns with LeBron and the Lakers on October 28th.
And looking for the pull-up 3 between the legs. He rocks it, now fires and hits again. 20 in the quarter.
Don't miss this exciting early season matchup as your Timberwolves look to establish themselves as a force in the West.
Now Bridges on the move, down the lane, runs up the shot. Oh, swept away by Towns. What a block.
Tickets on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets. Act fast. This game will sell out.
Your home for Timberwolves basketball is Bally Sports North. Streaming games live on the Bally Sports app.
Hammers at home.
And now on Bally Sports Plus, the all-new standalone streaming subscription service from Bally Sports.
Oh, he was taking that down Main Street.
Timberwolves basketball all season long on Bally Sports North, the Bally Sports app, and Bally Sports Plus.
Goodness. Goodness.
Visit BallySportsPlus.com to learn more and subscribe.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
All right, well, 24 minutes in the books here at the Target Center, and the Timberwolves with some work left to be done in the upcoming second half. They trail the Brooklyn Nets 65-49, despite sending out many of those regulars. In fact, a starting lineup that should be the exact same starting five we see in the season opener coming up on Wednesday. Halftime here, though, in the preseason finale, Wolves trailing. Welcome inside the Minnesota Lottery halftime show. Cal Soderquist here with you. In just a second, we'll dive in to some of the highlights between the Wolves and Nets here in this first half. We also, as Alan mentioned, have a great conversation between he and point guard D'Angelo Russell. But first, and also as well, we'll dive into that first half box score a little bit, help tell the tale of why Minnesota finds themselves trailing by 16. We start with the highlights. Minnesota and Brooklyn meeting up preseason finale, and the Wolves making their lone appearance here at the Target Center. Like we mentioned, treating the home crowd to a starting lineup that should be the same five names we see coming up this coming Wednesday against the Thunder in the season opener. And the same can be said for tonight's opponent, the Brooklyn Nets. All three of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons dressed and starting in this one. It was Kyrie and company looking quite comfortable early on in this one.
Down low to the block. Back out. Kyrie tries a three and buries it. 9-0 Brooklyn. 0 for 4 with a couple of turnovers for Minnesota.
9-0 start for the Nets. They led by as many as 13 in that first frame. Wolves eventually able to steady themselves later in the quarter, and we caught a glimpse of the two-man game that we hope to see plenty of this season.
Irving with it. It's got a staggered screen to his left. He'll pop on a wide open three. Offline, no. Rudy the rebound. Down 9 with 4:35 to go in the quarter. Russell up into the front court again against Patty Mills. Circling off a screen. Down the lane. Drops it back for Gobert. Through his hands. Cat scoops it up. Back to D'Lo in the corner. Thought about a three. Instead zips it inside. Gobert with a catch. And the right-handed flush. First field goal for Rudy Gobert.
9 points, 4 boards in that first half for Rudy Gobert. Again, drawing the start in the front court with Cat for the first time this preseason. Gobert also adding a pair of steals and 1 assist, and that dime from D'Lo right there, one of a team-high 5 assists in that first half. Timberwolves able to put together a run late in that first frame. They closed the quarter on a 15-8 burst and got to within 6 after the first 12 minutes. 28-22, the Nets led it. Brooklyn, though, keeping Minnesota at arm's length, eventually reestablishing that double-digit cushion quickly in that second quarter, and then hitting the gas late in the first half. They led by as many as 15 late. Wolves did get to within 8 in the closing minutes, but then Brooklyn once again answering right back, and it was this guy leading the late surge.
Another turnover on the Timberwolves. Here's Royce O'Neal. 9 seconds left to go in the half. Kyrie has the ball in his hands with 5. Now with 4, with 3. Shake and bake on Russell. Pump fakes on the 3. Now fires and hits with 0.7 of a second left to play. 17 for Kyrie Irving. Inbound Taurean Prince, his three-quarter court heave. Came up well short. It would not have counted had it gone. Dominant first half for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, dominant to say the least. Kyrie Irving, one of the game's very best in those end of quarter, end of half, end of game isolation scenarios. He knocks down the triple right there and puts his team, the Nets, up 16 at the break, 65-49. Kyrie's got 17, as does teammate Kevin Durant. They lead all scorers in this one. They're the only two Nets into double figures. Royce O'Neal, he's got 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Meanwhile, Ben Simmons, 11 first-half minutes, 6 assists. That is the good. 5 personal fouls for Simmons in those 11 first-half minutes. That is not so good. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, Karl Anthony Towns leading the scoring charge with 13 points and 8 rebounds and 18 first-half minutes. We told you D'Lo with the 5 dimes. He's got 7 points, and Rudy Gobert has 9 points and 4 boards. Taurean Prince with 6 off the bench to lead the second unit. Timberwolves, though, with work left to be done in the upcoming second half. They trail by 16 in front of their home crowd. Stay right here. We'll take one final pause on the halftime show. Then we'll come back and hear from Allen and point guard D'Angelo Russell right after this on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
When it comes to NBA basketball, the action is nonstop next level. And NBA League Pass gives you more. Stream more live games. Get more expert analysis. More camera angles. More classic games. More incredible action. All the way you want it. NBA League Pass. Subscribe today and stream more.
When it comes to your health, the unknown can be unsettling, but there's one thing that can calm that uncertainty: an answer. Mayo Clinic uncovers answers every day through exploration, teamwork, and innovation, which can lead to even more answers and help to find a path forward. So if that's what you're looking for, you know where to go. Mayo Clinic. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/answers.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Welcome back to Target Center. Wolves and Nets wrapping up their preseason schedule. Alan Horton along with you, joined by D'Angelo Russell here. D'Angelo, about 2 weeks into camp. We got some preseason games under your belt. How you feeling? How you feeling things are going here?
I feel great. I feel great physically. I think our team we're working on a lot of good things. I like where we're at. A lot of work to do. Like where we're at, though.
Mixing in some new faces with Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson, Austin Rivers, Bryn Forbes. You kind of like the combination, the way things are developing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good. It's good. We got some key pieces. Those guys bring a lot to our team. Each individual brings something to our team that's going to be high prioritized, and I can't wait to see it click, honestly.
Having Rudy Gobert on this team, kind of nice having him with you after going up against him for so many years.
Yeah, I will. Yes. Guy like me, I feel like I kind of have the in-between game, and I can get whatever I want. But playing against him, it's hard to just keep that going throughout the whole game. You know, he makes it tough. So I can't wait.
It's probably not ideal that you guys haven't been able to play as the starting 5 all together so far, but I guess if there's time to miss it, it would be during the preseason, right?
Of course. I mean, I think it's all about getting your body right for the long season that's about to come up. You know, weathering the storm physically and mentally, getting prepared for it. So that's what we're trying to do right now, knock off all the kinks, and we'll be all right.
You excited about the pick and roll combination with you and Rudy? We saw it once. Was that a kind of a glimpse of maybe some things to come this year?
Yeah, I mean, it needs a lot of work. You know, it's a process to get into where we want to get to as far as figuring that chemistry out. The way teams guard him, the way people guard me, I think it's going to be nice.
You guys, so many options. Yeah. I mean, you get that defender on your hip, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1. Exactly. You can keep it, you can feed it. And there was even a play where I think you took a shot, but it left Rudy wide open at the rim. There's so many different combinations.
So much. It's almost to the point where you get mad when you don't make the right play out of it. You know, something's going to be open. It's either the lob or my layup. If I try to throw the lob and they gave up my layup and you watch it, that's when you – so that's good. That's a good problem to have right now.
You come into this season, are you as comfortable as you've been during your time here with the Timberwolves? Same coach, same system, a lot of the same players. You kind of know, you know what to expect?
No, I'm not. I don't know what to expect. I think our teams has a lot of work to do. Like I said at first, we got a lot of work to do. I mean, we got a lot of talent. The hard part is making that talent work, you know, and I can't wait for the process. We're in the midst of the process right now. And I'm looking forward to once we figure that out. But once again, we got to figure that out. It's not going to just happen, you know.
Well, give me a thought on what you've seen from Ant so far in this preseason. He looks a little bit bigger. I mean, he's been big since he got into this league, but his game a little more fine-tuned?
Yeah. Still a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? He's definitely ahead of his curve and continuing to thrive every year. I think for him, it's continuing to challenge himself. He's one of those guys where the game's easy for him, and you know, he can show that it's easy for him. I think he wants to continue to challenge himself and keep attacking the game, you know.
For you in the offseason, do you kind of attack a certain part of your game to work on, or is at this point it's going through your offseason routine and staying in?
Really just routine. In the offseason, my main thing is my body. I try to focus on my body. I know a lot of guys decide to work on their game and work on what they don't have or work on what they're lacking. I mean, I try to work on what I already have and continue to make sure my body's where it needs to be to sustain a long season.
Looking forward to that season opener coming up on Wednesday.
My man, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait.
Absolutely. D'Angelo, appreciate the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, D'Angelo Russell. We're back with the second half, Wolves and Nets on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Looking for fun MEA break plans for your family? The Timberwolves and Lynx Academy has you covered with their one-day basketball clinics. Open to children in grades K through 7, Timberwolves and Lynx Academy clinics provide a positive and encouraging environment for youth to play and learn the game. Learn more at TimberwolvesBasketballAcademy.com.
When it comes to NBA basketball, the action is nonstop next level. And NBA League Pass gives you more. Stream more live games. Get more expert analysis. More camera angles. More classic games. More incredible action. All the way you want it. NBA League Pass. Subscribe today and stream more.
Running a business is a lot of work. Luckily, I've got a great partner.
Oh, I thank you.
I meant US Bank.
I knew that.
US Bank Business Essentials is a huge help to us.
Totally. Their comprehensive point of sale system does it all. Tracks inventory, manages schedules, customizes orders.
Plus all the regular banking stuff.
If only it could make coffee.
Nah, that's your job.
From point of sale to quick loans, we have many ways to make your business boom. That's what U.S. Bank is for. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender member FDIC.
Share the excitement of Timberwolves basketball with our group experiences. Perfect for large get-togethers or corporate outings, group experiences can be customized to fit your group. For more info, visit timberwolves.com/groups.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Timberwolves down by 16 at the half in the preseason finale here at Target Center. Brooklyn 65, Minnesota 49. Alan Horton along with it, joined by assistant coach Micah Nori courtside here. Micah, first time we've seen what should be the starting lineup on Wednesday in the preseason. First time for Cat and Rudy. How'd you think that pairing went and that five-man unit went overall?
Well, I'm glad they got together tonight and had that stinker first half rather than next Wednesday. But, they're trying to get used to each other. Obviously some things we need to work on spacing-wise and all of that. But it literally is the first time they've been together just with all the nicks and bruises we've had. But no excuse. Got some time to work that out, and hopefully we can start this second half.
Yeah, I guess the biggest takeaway for me is that it might take some time for these guys to really be clicking. I mean, we might be not deep into the season, but into the season.
Yeah, I think so. And I think what you'll see is right now, just with the flow of it a little bit, we don't like to call plays. And so we're trying to let them play on their own a little bit more. And what you're seeing is a little bit too much ISO and a little bit more, you got the best screener in the world and Rudy, and you got a great popping big and Cat. So why wouldn't you want to play pick and roll? But we just got to continue to move the ball, let the ball breathe a little bit. Everybody get involved. And then we got to guard a little bit too this half.
Yeah. How about the defensive end? Because Kevin Durant, Kyrie, both for 17, and they got 16 assists on 25 made field goals. That's a pretty high number.
Yeah. Anytime you're shooting 50% from the floor and 40 from the three with only 5 turnovers, that's why you give up on pace to give up 130, and you're not going to win many basketball games doing that.
Micah, appreciate the visit. Good luck third quarter.
Anytime. Thanks, Alan.
All right, Micah Nori along with us here. Timberwolves down by 16 points here, 65-49. Timberwolves have one player in double figures. It's Karl Anthony Towns, 3 of 6 shooting for 13 points. The majority of his points have come at the free throw line where he's 6 of 7. We mentioned KD and Kyrie in peak and in regular season form, 17 points each. Durant got 17 on 9 shots. Irving, 17 on 11 shots. Extremely efficient. Good ball movement, 16 assists, 25 made field goals. And they really found the seams in that Wolves defense, which, again, is still learning, I think, to play together. That might be the biggest takeaway, like I said, in that first half, was that, it's not going to just look smooth right from the get-go. It may take some time for this group to come together, and that Cat Rudy pairing inside. Fans looking for fun during the MEA break? You got plans for your family? The Timberwolves have you covered with their one-day basketball clinics open to kids in grades K through 7. Timberwolves and Lynx Academies provide a positive and encouraging environment for youth to play and learn the game of basketball. All kids get a free T-shirt and our kindergarten through 3rd grade clinic on October 22nd. Crunch will be one of the coaches. I don't know how much talking Crunch will do. Talking's a big part of basketball, especially on the defensive end. Crunch can get it done in other ways. He's extremely good expressing himself without words. Kevin Durant against Rudy Gobert, left side of the floor. Isolated there, KD to the baseline. Tough fall away, 15-footer, no good. That's the way KD started the game. Timberwolves back the other way, leaking out. It's D'Lo. He feeds it off to Rudy Gobert running the floor, and the layup is good. He thought he got fouled, too. Ben Simmons with the 5 fouls. Backdoor Kyrie. Layup, no, but he got fouled. What? Nick Booker's going to call goaltending? What? Where's the goaltend? Oh, that's a horrible call. What is Nick Booker calling? That's a clean block. It's on the way up. I mean, that's a joke. Yeah, they're going to challenge that. You see the green flashing light courtside. I mean, Ant did foul him. I'm not contesting that. There was a shove by Ant, which caught Kyrie under the backboard. But Nick Booker is standing 45 feet away and calls that a goaltend. Kyrie went up from behind the backboard, and on the way up, Ant just knocked it against the glass. That's the exact opposite of a goaltend. So they'll quickly overturn this, although quickly for the referees with instant replay. I don't think those two things go hand in hand. 11-10 left to go in the third quarter. The Wolves have used their challenge. Now, this is a high leverage challenge because it immediately erases 2 points. And I don't think the foul was put on the floor. Well, Kyrie could still get 2 at the free throw line. There's no way that's a goaltend. Pat Frayer and Nick Booker are on the headset. This should take like 0.8 of a second for them to look at this. Everybody in arena sees this. Actually, it's Jason Goldenberg and Pat Frayer. I thought it was Nick Booker who made the call. Perhaps it was not. All 3 officials look very similar type haircuts. So from distance, tough to tell. I don't know if we can see in the play-by-play if Booker made the call. Yeah, there's a foul right there. We get that. And there's no way that's a goaltend. Now the officials are huddling up. And it should be 2 shots. Oh, it's Jason Goldenberg. I take it back. I may have a little Nick Booker bias because the Wolves lost 6 of the 7 games he ref last year. The call has been confirmed? What is going on here? We can't hear anything Pat Frayer is saying. He continues to talk in the microphone for some kind of explanation. Now it's been overturned. Order has been restored. I still would love to see that rule change, where if you use your challenge and you win it, you get it back. It's not fair that Minnesota has to use a challenge because the officials blew a call. Pat Frayer is back on the microphone for the 3rd time trying to explain this. Everybody's just standing around. Kyrie is going to be in the act of shooting. So if he hits 2 free throws, it really only saves a point. I mean, man, the delay. There's no sense of urgency. So the goaltending was waved off, as we clearly could tell. Everybody in the arena could tell, except for Jason Goldenberg. But they do rule that Kyrie was in the act of shooting, so he'll shoot 2. He knocks down the first. Second free throw is good. So we'll save a point, maybe, if we assume he makes the free throw. 67-51. It's a 16-point Brooklyn lead. Towns, left corner three on the way is good. Right opposite the Brooklyn bench. Towns up to 16 points, knocks down his first three of the night. 67-53, down by 14. He's got to start at the defensive end. Kevin Durant curls off a staggered screen, left to the lane. Now cross court. Royce O'Neal camped out for a wide open look at a three. Cat could not get out there in time. And O'Neal knocks down another one. O'Neal with his second triple. He's got 11 points. Into the front court, another whistle stops play. Ben Simmons just fouled out of the game. That's 6 fouls on Ben Simmons. He has fouled out.
Taking it to the bench. You don't want to have it.
So Timberwolves will have to deal with Ben Simmons the rest of the night. Hey, you just kind of get the sneaking suspicion that maybe Ben just wanted to be done with the preseason as quick as possible. Towns left side three on the way. That's offline. Rebound collected by Kyrie. Quickly hit ahead up to Durant, who tiptoes the sideline right in front of Karl Towns. Here is Kyrie Irving off the Durant. Irving then ran toward Durant, nearly ran into him. Durant, baseline jumper, no. Rebound loose, out of bounds. Timberwolves ball, yes. Quick inbound to Anthony Edwards. Ant's been quiet tonight. 1 of 6 shooting. Ant's coming off that game against the Lakers the other night where he went 2 for 12. So Russell with a defender in his hip to the corner. McDaniels on the attack across the lane. Runs it up with the right hand. No. Weak side rebound. Rudy put back. Yes. 70-55. Brooklyn by 15. Durant with a chest high dribble. Picked up by Towns. He'll just pop on an angle three and hit it. Kevin Durant 3 for 3 from deep. He's up to 20 points. Durant now in his 14th season. Spent 1 year at the University of Texas. He's 33 years of age. Ant around the Gobert screen. Now wants calling for Gobert to set the screen. Instead, Rudy sets up in the block. Rudy posting up. The defense collapses. And Rudy nearly turned it over. Pass came right back to him, and then he fired it down low looking for Towns. It got deflected out of bounds. It'll stay Timberwolves basketball. 5 on the shot clock for Minnesota. Wolves have not had a lot of life here tonight. No energy. Towns to the baseline. And leaned in, trying to draw a foul on Durant. Instead, he got a shot blocked. It went out of bounds. There's 1.2 to shoot. Put something towards the rim. See if the Wolves recognize the shot clock. Towns struggling to pull it in. Gets it to Ant. Fires the three. It's an air ball. And out of bounds. It'll be Timberwolves basketball. I should say Brooklyn basketball. Brooklyn up into the front court here. Royce O'Neal off to Kevin Durant. Durant top of the key, working against Ant. Spin move. And Ant blocked the shot. How about that? Anthony Edwards controls it. Comes back the other way in the lane. Off balance. Leader off the window. No. But he drew a foul. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Ant trying to provide a spark. Boy, how often do you see Kevin Durant's shot blocked on that elbow jumper and spin move, and Ant gets up there at the apex and rejects it? That was impressive. I mean, Durant is 6'10", 6'11", and with that release point, those long arms, Ant got up there. Didn't just get a piece of it. It's not like his fingertip just nicked it and it came up short. No, he blocked it. The ball came straight down, and Ant was able to collect. First free throw for Ant is good. He's got one more coming. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Timberwolves are 16 of 22 at the stripe, 73%. Kyrie Irving with it up top. Crossover, frees himself, fires the three over McDaniels. No, but Irving draws the foul. Second time Jaden McDaniels going to get caught fouling a three-point shooter. He was coming out to contest, but just came a little too far, and Irving's momentum carried him into McDaniels. And Jaden picks up his fourth personal foul. Boy, the officials have called an awful lot tonight. It's been 34 fouls in this game. There's been no flow or rhythm. Kyrie at the stripe here. Free throw's good. 20 points for Kyrie Irving.
We got 2 left. Relax, 2.
Second one good.
1 left. On the release. 1.
Two out of 3 for Irving. D'Angelo Russell back the other way. Drift to the left side of the floor. Here's Towns with it up top, holding a ball above his head. Sets up Rudy inside, makes the catch, waits for a defender to fly by, then gets slaughtered by Nick Claxton. Good up fake by Rudy. It was really just an arm up fake. Didn't even jump. Claxton fell for it, and Rudy goes to the free throw line where he's 3 of 5 tonight. So the numbers on Cat and Rudy in the first half. They played 15 minutes and 26 seconds together. Brooklyn outscored Minnesota by 16. And Brooklyn shot 53% during that stretch. I'm not sure the numbers are going to be much better here in the second half. Rudy and Cat are expected to play the starters through the third quarter. Rudy missed them both. He's 3 of 7 at the free throw line. So Kyrie Irving in the front court. Brooklyn's in their black uniforms, tops and bottoms with a white trim. Timberwolves in the association whites. Floater by Irving, no off the glass. Rebounder by Rudy Gobert. Outlet to Anthony Edwards with some pace in the front court. Against Watanabe in the lane. Defense collapses out to Russell, corner 3, bingo. Now that is the way you imagine things working with Gobert a rebound. Ant on the push. The penetration, the defense collapsing, kick out. Russell 3. 75-59, Wolves down by 16. It all stems from the stop. Here's Durant over his shoulder. O'Neal, extra pass. Watanabe in the corner. 3 balls good. Brooklyn able to answer right back. There's Jaden McDaniels. Off to Russell. D'Lo's been relatively quiet. 10 points, 6 assists. He lost the handle here. It's another turnover on D'Lo, his third of the night. And the ball knocked free. Rudy able to tie up his former teammate Royce O'Neal. No, it's Kyrie Irving. So it'll be a Rudy-Kyrie jump ball. I mentioned Ben Simmons, born in Melbourne, Australia. So was Kyrie Irving. In fact, there have been 3 number 1 picks in NBA history from, well, at least in recent memory. From Melbourne, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Andrew Bogut. 05 for Bogut, 11 for Irving, and Simmons with 16. Kyrie doesn't even jump. He lets Rudy have the tip. Cat's got it. Fresh shot clock to work with. Down by 16 here with 7 minutes to go in the third. D'Angelo Russell off the Rudy Gobert screen. Kyrie stays in front of D'Lo. Now off to Towns. Left-handed dribble stop. Off to D'Lo. Into the paint. Off the wrong foot. Kicks to the corner. McDaniel sets it up. Fires 3. No. Rebound. And no good. Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns, both sorted for the rebound. Couldn't control it. Durant, right side 3. No. Rebound loose. Anthony Edwards scoops it up. Here come the Wolves. To the corner. McDaniels. Baseline drive. A hang and a hit. Jaden McDaniels gets it to drop. 6 points, 3 rebounds for Jaden. Jalen Noel for some of the second half. We'll check into the next whistle for Minnesota. Kyrie against the long arms of Jaden McDaniels. Irving rejects the Claxton screen and runs into McDaniels, gets knocked down. It's a blocking foul on Jaden. That's his fifth. 5 on Jaden McDaniels, who was 7th in the league last year, committing 3.2 fouls per game. Jaden also fouled out more than any player in the league last year, 8 times. And now a timeout has been called with 6:13 left to go in this third quarter. Brooklyn leads 78-61. We'll step aside as well. This is the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hey, Wolves fans, David Peach here, General Manager at Friendly Chevrolet. We're proud sponsors of the Minnesota Timberwolves and love it when we can help fans save money on their vehicles. In fact, in October, stop in for an oil change and tell us you're a Wolves fan, and we'll give you $10 off, just like that. Plus, get $500 off when you pre-order any Silverado 1500, including the 2.7-liter Silverado that gets up to 480 miles on a full tank of gas. You can find us 2 miles north of 694 in Fridley and online at friendlychev.com. Go Wolves! See dealer for details.
It's time for another franchise flashback, and we're headed back to February 12th, 1994, and the 44th NBA All-Star Weekend, which took place here at the Target Center. Timberwolves rookie J.R. Rider, who declared he would win the slam dunk contest after being drafted out of UNLV, backed up his proclamation and put on a show for the Minnesota crowd, capturing the franchise's first ever slam dunk title with his signature East Bay Funk dunk.
He's got an opportunity here because he's got the crowd already behind him, and if he gets them excited with the first couple dunks, he should be in good shape.
Isaiah Rider.
Well, that brought the crowd to their feet. Now, they are prejudiced, but the All-Stars on the sideline are not necessarily, and they, too, came to their feet. And here's the local hometown favorite, Isaiah Rider. He does that corner dunk where he takes the ball between his legs and comes up around the basket. That's his signature dunk that he made famous last year in the NCAA dunk contest. Oh, between his legs! How about it, Charles Barkley? What do you think? Oh, my God! That might be the best dunk I ever seen. That was awesome. Oh, we got a winner.
Charles Barkley certainly impressed there, as were the fans inside the Target Center on what would be an unforgettable night. This has been another franchise flashback right here on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
.13 left to go in the third quarter. Timberwolves find themselves down by 17 points here, 78-61. It has been a slow start for Cat and Rudy. They've played 21 minutes and 13 seconds together tonight. Minnesota's been outscored 60-43 during that stretch. And Brooklyn has shot an even 50% from the field when those two have been on the floor together. Still 6 minutes to go in the third, 78-61. Irving off the screen by Day'Ron Sharpe. Tickles the twine on a right angle three. Irving now 4 of 6 on his threes. He's got 24 points. He averaged 16 coming into this preseason game and 2 prior preseason games. Towns mid-post, back to Ant. Stop and pop jumper, good. Wide open from 18. It's a mid-range shot, but it was wide open for Ant. 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Anthony Edwards. There's Kyrie against Jalen Noel. Bumped at the nail. Out it comes to Durant. Weaves his way between 2 defenders. Bounce pass underneath for Day'Ron Sharpe. Too tough to handle. Torian Prince comes away with the basketball. Ant lowers the shoulder, drives in, hangs, kicks out. Towns. Extra pass up top to Prince. The free throw line, Rudy. Back out Towns. Extra pass to the corner. Ant 3-ball. Oh, yeah. How about the ball movement? Cat passed up a good look for a better look from Anthony Edwards. 81-66. I was wondering when someone might put up a shot on that possession. Here's Irving, free throw line extended left side, just hits the jumper again. .26 for Kyrie Irving in 26 minutes of play. Towns inside off to Gobert. is fouled immediately by Watanabe. Cat shaking, I should say, Rudy shaking off that left wrist. Whacked right across the arm. Interesting last two possessions. I thought Cat passed up a wide open look to pass it to Prince, who went inside to Gobert, back out Cat, back out Ant. But the first time Cat had it, he should have shot it. And this time, he's 4 or 5 feet away. He's got to go up with that shot. Dumping it off to Rudy, who's more guarded than he is. And that's what takes time to realize. Ant around the Cat screen. Ant hesitates, now rises up, 17-footer. No, Watanabe with a rebound. Brooklyn in black. Up from right to left. Here's Durant to the left angle, dribbled off his own foot. Taurean Prince has the ball ricochet right to him. TP says, thank you very much. Poor feet for Cat. He bounced that right at the ankles of Cat. Fortunately, Durant couldn't hold it in, and he lost control and went out of bounds in midcourt. .420 left to go third quarter, 83-66. Here's Ant turning the corner, top of the key, out to Towns. Good up fake. Now a drive by Durant. Extra pass, Gobert, layup, yes. Now that was beautifully set up by Karl Anthony Towns. Rudy gets the three-point play, but Cat made the play. Good up fake on Durant, a drive, the defense collapses, and that is a case where he made the exact right pass. And it was a nice one, too. Around Day'Ron Sharpe. It was almost he went around his back, but he had to almost backhand the pass. Free throw short. Watanabe swinging the elbows on the rebound. Bear hugging that basketball. Kyrie, a pull-up three left side off the rim. No, Jalen Noel tracks it down. Down by 15, but with possession. Here in the front court, Jalen with some pace. Bumps it to Patty Mills, and it's a blocking foul. And that'll be the free throws for Jalen Noel. So he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Fans, it's time to witness a new era of Timberwolves basketball. It all starts against the Thunder on October 19th. That's coming up Wednesday. It's the home opener protected by Aura.com. Limited tickets still available. Timberwolves.com/tickets. Get your tickets now for the home opener. You can also single game tickets on for the entire season. Let's go to Timberwolves.com. Your only source for authentic tickets. And another missed free throw. I'm getting tired of that. Timberwolves are 16 of 26. They've left 10 points at the free throw line. They're shooting 62%. Kyle Anderson in. Rudy Gobert will sit, having played 25 minutes. He'll get a nice hand, and we'll see if his evening might be done. Rudy did not play in the last 2 games, as the Timberwolves try to continue to maintenance him in terms of coming off World Cup qualifiers with France. France's deep run to the finals in Eurobasket. Patty Mills, left side, as Noel hit the second free throw. Patty Mills, mid-range jumper, no good. All right, down by 14 with possession. Prince, Noel, Towns, Edwards, Anderson, Prince, drive, no, and the reverse layup. Taurean missed the last game. Ant deflects a pass at midcourt. Ricochets out of bounds. It'll stay Brooklyn basketball. Steve Nash, third-year head coach of the Nets, despite Kevin Durant's wishes during the offseason. You can't tell me that's not awkward for Steve Nash and for Sean Marks, the GM, who Kevin Durant both wanted gone. Durant's got it mid-post left side against Anthony Edwards. Bends at the waist, puts the dribble on the floor. Dribbles back to 14, fades and fires. The jumper short. 3 straight misses for the Nets. Wolves trying to take advantage. Ant with it, left alone. He'll rock a right angle 3, and he'll come up short. Ant is 2 of 5 on his threes tonight. He's now 6 for 20 on the preseason. Day'Ron Sharpe inside. Out it comes to O'Neal. Durant up top. Now in the corner. Markieff Morris, the older of the Morris twins. He misses that one. Another opportunity for the Wolves, down by 14. 2:45 to go in the third. Towns, little give and go with Noel. The layup by Jalen, no, but he drew the foul. Free throws coming up for Jalen Noel. You can follow along with the broadcast each and every night at Wolves Radio on Twitter, Wolves Radio on Instagram. Don't forget about our SoundCloud page, soundcloud.com/Wolves-Radio. post-game reaction, interviews, highlights, practice, shoot-around sounds. Cat out, Nas in. Free throw good by Jalen Noel. 13-point game. Noel's second free throw good. Jalen has been busy at the free throw line in preseason. 6 of 8 coming into tonight. He's 4 of 6 tonight. Inside, Nick Claxton couldn't get the shot to fall, but he'll end up at the free throw line for 2 shots. It's been a foul fest here in preseason game number 5. We've got to find a way to get to 4 preseason games. Lakers have 6 preseason games. Timberwolves saw them twice. You just get too many players sitting. Coaches are not the ones to ask about what the perfect number is. They would love to have 8, 10, 12 preseason games. They go on as long as – coaches are a different breed. I am speaking from the fans' perspective. We want to see guys play. It doesn't have to be 35 minutes a night. Everybody gets that. But 4 preseason games means everybody plays at least a little bit. The starters, your backups. 4 is perfect, the perfect number. We're tending to drift off of 4. We're getting towards 5, sometimes 6. We're going to get back to 8 before you know it. 85-71. And that just dilutes the product. And when you're getting set for an 82-game season, it's a haul. Nas will try a 3 at the shot clock buzzer. Under duress right side in front of the Nets bench. It rims off. Brooklyn comes away with the basketball. Wolves are 4 for 21 on their threes tonight. Royce O'Neal, long 3 straight away. That comes up short. Still a 14-point Brooklyn lead. 1:45 to go in the third. Ant with it off the Nas screen. Drifts to his right. He's got Royce O'Neal on. Pulls him out to the 3-point line. Sets up for the 3. Lets it fly. It hits. Third 3 of the game for Anthony Edwards. The pull-up 3. Hit 33% of his pull-up threes last year and the year before. Last year, he was 7th in the league in most pull-up threes per game. 5 per game. The year before that, 12th in the league, taking 4 per game. Here's Ant after a Durant miss. Skids to a stop, spins. The fall-away 15-footer, no good. The rebound to Nick Claxton. 6'11", fourth-year man who's battled injuries. He's only played 42% of his games through the first 3 years of his NBA career. Durant with 50 seconds left gets his Claxton screen, top of the key, gets a step on Ant. His pass to the corner, picked off by Jalen Noel, who dribbles around Patty Mills. 2-on-1. Jalen will keep it himself, and he draws a foul. Got slapped by Royce O'Neal coming across the arms. Jalen's going back to the free throw line for 2 shots. So Jalen back to the free throw line. Although we may have a stoppage here. Jalen get cut. And they're going to wipe up the floor a little bit. Well, after a shoot around today, Anthony Edwards talked about not only are the fans excited for Rudy and Cat to play together, he's excited too.
Yeah, for sure. Because, just like anybody else, we haven't seen the players ourselves. So I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, the way Rudy and Cat have played in the third quarter is better than the first half. First half, they were minus 16 in 15 and a half minutes together. Third quarter, they played 8 minutes. They were plus 2. And that defense, they gave up 53% shooting to Brooklyn in the first half, 45%. Smaller sample size, but an improvement nonetheless. So the Timberwolves right now in a 13-4 run. They've climbed to within 11. Jalen Noel, whatever was cut, has been bandaged up. And Jalen's set for the first of 2 free throw attempts. First one rattled home. Ant was also asked how he's feeling heading into this season opener, which is now just Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 5 days away.
My knees are feeling pretty good this year. I don't think I'm gonna have any problems. I think I'm locking in on like my treatment, my body, keeping it's like a machine, keeping my machine intact. Get treatment with David Hines all day, or either David Hines or Aaron. I get in the cold tub, massages. So I'm doing a pretty good job right now.
Ant is a machine. His body looks like a machine. Talked about David Hines. And one of the trainers, Aaron, as well. Ant's got the ball here after Nick Claxton got a layup at the other end. Wolves are down by 11 here. Just 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Ant got airborne, tried to throw it wing left to Anderson, threw it behind him right out of bounds. This is Steve Nash trying to maximize possessions here. He quickly gets Kyrie in for the final 10 seconds of the third. Claxton will sit. So 10.3 left to go in the third, 87-76. Brooklyn by 11. How about a stop here for the Wolves to end the third? Durant with it. He'll just rise up a contested three on the way. It's short off the front rim. Nas the rebound. 1 second left. Jalen three-quarter court from straight away. It's off the top of the backboard. No. We go to the fourth here at Target Center. 87-76. It's Brooklyn who leads by 11 on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
When it comes to your health, the unknown can be unsettling. But there's one thing that can calm that uncertainty. An answer. Mayo Clinic uncovers answers every day through exploration, teamwork, and innovation, which can lead to even more answers and help to find a path forward. So if that's what you're looking for, you know where to go. Mayo Clinic. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/answers.
Witness the beginning of a new era of Wolves basketball when they start the season against the Oklahoma City Thunder on October 19th.
Towns up makes the deep three. Dribbles into the paint. His floater from 8. Oh, yeah! Big Dog's got to eat.
Get tickets to this exciting matchup, which features must-have giveaways for all fans. Tickets on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets. Act fast. This game will sell out.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Time to redo this basement?
Yeah. A home gym, movie theater, model train utopia.
Or yoga studio?
I'm flexible-ish.
Great. I'll just use the US Bank mobile app so we can plan it out.
Which way are you leaning? Setting a savings goal or applying for a home improvement loan?
I say we look at both options right here in the app.
Budget for a really good home gym. We deserve it.
Noted.
Help for today, planning for tomorrow. That's what US Bank is for. US Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender member FDIC.
You're listening to the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Brooklyn had 5 turnovers in the entire first half. They had 5 in the third quarter. Timberwolves also held Brooklyn to 6 of 18 shooting in the frame. And that's why the Wolves were a +5 in the quarter. They finished the quarter on a 15-6 run. They are within 11 with 12 minutes to play in this game. So Rudy Gobert does come back on the floor. He will anchor a lineup. And Karl Anthony Towns is out there as well. So some more Towns-Gobert minutes with Russell, Anderson, and Bryn Forbes. Patty Mills, catch and shoot 3, left angle, he got it. Patty, who was just 1 for 9 on his threes in the preseason coming into tonight. He's 2 for 4 tonight. 90-76, Brooklyn by 14. Timberwolves from left to right here in the association white jerseys. Towns against Markieff Morris. D'Lo pulls up over Patty Mills. Jumper good. 17-footer, baseline left. 12 points now for D'Angelo Russell, the former net for a couple of years. Here's Cam Thomas up in the front court off the Claxton screen. Top of the key, into the paint, on Gobert. Now throws it to the perimeter. It's stolen by D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo angles up into the front court to his left. Back to Forbes. 3-ball from the angle. Got affected from behind. Bryn thought he got fouled. Cam Thomas did a nice job of affecting that shot. Brooklyn comes away with the basketball. Right side three. Patty Mills missed it. Gobert with a rebound. Down by 12 with 10:45 left. Dangerous pass up top, but D'Lo's got it. Has a step on Cam Thomas, out to Towns to the corner, and Anderson back to Towns. He'll fire the three. It's offline. Rebound. D'Lo fighting for it. Couldn't squeeze it. Brooklyn controls. They bring it up from right to left. Royce O'Neal. First year with the Nets after 5 seasons. The Utah Jazz. Cam Thomas off the Markieff Morris screen to the nail. Out to O'Neal. And he apparently stepped on the sideline before firing that three. 6th turnover of the second half against Brooklyn. Still a 12-point deficit. Brooklyn has not run away with this game. So the Wolves have not been able to take advantage. And D'Lo floats up a shot. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Either way, it's a turnover. Brooklyn runs it right down their throats. Cam Thomas sets up the big man, Nick Claxton, for a two-handed flush. 92-78. Brooklyn leads by 14. Towns right side of the floor, guarded by Markieff Morris. Towns into the paint. Underneath to Anderson, reverse layup. He got it. Nice find by Towns. Cat registers his 4th assist of the game to go along with 15 points and 8 rebounds. Claxton, top of the key. Pass to the corner, Markieff Morris. Crosses over, frees himself with a pull-up jumper. No. Timberwolves are down 12. They've got the ball again. Kyle Anderson off the D'Angelo Russell against Patty Mills. Right angle. Left-handed dribble in the lane. D'Lo thought he got fouled. No call. Turnover. Breakaway from Markieff Morris. He took his time. He got stripped from Bryn Forbes, who tracked him down from behind and stripped him. It went off the leg of Morris. Timberwolves escape. I'm not sure what Markieff thought. He was all alone. And Bryn never stopped hustling. Not sure what Pat Freyer's waiting for there. He wouldn't hand Kyle Anderson the ball. Towns now has it left side. Wolves down by 12. Towns across the lane on Morris. Floats up the shot. Oh, a little bit too strong. Rebound by Day'Ron Sharpe. He got knocked to the deck. Still able to get it off to Cam Thomas. Durant and Irving off the floor. Their nights might be done. Floater in the lane is good for Cam Thomas. 94-80. D'Lo left side, over his shoulder to Towns, standing 18 feet away against Markieff Morris. Back to D'Lo, back to Towns up top, straightaway three, no good. Towns is 1 for 6 on his threes tonight. Timberwolves overall just 5 of 26. It's 19%. Cam Thomas in the lane stripped, got it back, left alone. He'll bank the shot in from 5 feet. It's 96-80. Brooklyn leads by 16 with 8:25 left. Brooklyn starting to pull away with their big guns on the bench. Irving with 26, Durant with 20. Gobert inside, muscles up the shot, way off the backboard, too strong, but a foul on Day'Ron Sharpe. More free throws coming for Rudy Gobert, who is 3 of 8 at the free throw line. While Rudy's at the stripe, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification all across the XL Energy Timberwolves radio network.
Minnesota's radio station is News Talk 830 WCCO 102.9 KMNB HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
Along with studio host and executive producer Cal Soderquist, I'm Alan Horton. Target Center, the venue here on this Friday evening. Hope your weekend's off to a good start. Our engineer is Paul Black, our statistician, Super Dave Handelin, our studio coordinator, Todd Charney. Glad you're along with us on the flagship, the mothership here in the Twin Cities, 830 WCCO, and all across the Timberwolves radio network. Rudy at the free throw line, 1 out of 2. He has 4 of 10 on free throw attempts here tonight. 15-point game. Cam Thomas brings it up across the timeline, guarded by D'Angelo Russell. Patty Mills right back to Thomas, rubbing off a sharp screen. Free throw line extended jumper, no. Towns with the rebound, D'Lo on the push. Under 8 minutes to play in the game. D'Lo angles to his left around the Towns screen, attacks into the paint, bounce pass to Gobert, couldn't control it, poked free, out to the three-point line. Cam Thomas is quickest to it. 3-on-1, no, it's a 4-on-1. Layup good and a foul. Well, when you're facing a 4-on-1, My advice to Kyle Anderson would have been turn, run away, and let them have a layup. The worst possible scenario was a three-point play, and that's what happened. But Brooklyn's clearly been the better team here tonight. They look more sharp, more ready. And I thought the LA Clippers looked pretty good the other night. But Brooklyn's looked better than that. And a lot like the LA Clippers, I think Brooklyn, when healthy, and if they can stay healthy, same question for the LA Clippers with George and Kawhi Leonard. When they get Joe Harris, they get Seth Curry healthy. Look out. D'Lo tickles the twine on a straightaway three. 14 points now for D'Angelo Russell. They say that's 2. Foot on the line. Brooklyn 99, Minnesota 83. Drive by Thomas, and he is fouled. Free throws coming up. Cam Thomas, who's born in Yokosuka, Japan. His mom was in the Army. Thomas moved around. Growing up, he was raised in Virginia. Went to Oak Hill Academy, the powerhouse in Virginia. Was a teammate of Cole Anthony's from the Orlando Magic. Oh, still remember Cole Anthony's buzzer beater here at Target Center. It's either 2 or 3 years ago against the Wolves. We're in front of the visiting bench down there from the right angle. 101-83. Cam Thomas off the bench hits the 2 free throws. He's got 11 points in this game. Towns left wing, a handoff to Russell beyond the arc. It's wide open, so he'll fire away in the 3 and connect. Second 3 of the game for D'Angelo Russell. 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. 17 for D'Angelo Russell. He leads all Timberwolves players in scoring. Kyrie is back in the game here. He drives in on Anderson, got stripped on the way up. Slow-mo pulls down the rebound. He'll bring it up in the front court with that change of pace. Inside on Irving, spins. Yeah, he got the floater to drop. Kyle Anderson doing it all on that possession. Got the defense on Kyrie. The first time the Wolves have defended Kyrie tonight. It's been almost unstoppable with 26 points in 28 minutes. Timeout on the floor. Wolves down by 13. 6.5 to go here at Target Center on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Hey, Wolves fans, David Peach here, General Manager at Friendly Chevrolet. We're proud sponsors of the Minnesota Timberwolves and love it when we can help fans save money on their vehicles. In fact, in October, stop in for an oil change and tell us you're a Wolves fan, and we'll give you $10 off, just like that. Plus, get $500 off when you pre-order any Silverado 1500, including the 2.7-liter Silverado that gets up to 480 miles on a full tank of gas. You can find us 2 miles north of 694 in Fridley and online at friendlychev.com. Go Wolves! See dealer for details.
When it comes to NBA basketball, the action is nonstop next level. And NBA League Pass gives you more. Stream more live games. Get more expert analysis. More camera angles. More classic games. More incredible action. All the way you want it. NBA League Pass. Subscribe today and stream more.
Your home for Timberwolves basketball is Bally Sports North. Stream games live on the Bally Sports app. And now on Bally Sports Plus, the all-new standalone streaming subscription service from Bally Sports.
Oh, he was taking that down Main Street.
Timberwolves basketball all season long on Bally Sports North, the Bally Sports app, and Bally Sports Plus.
Goodness.
Visit BallySportsPlus.com to learn more and subscribe.
Mark your calendars, Wolves fans. Pat Bev returns with LeBron and the Lakers on October 28th.
And looking for the pull-up 3 between the legs. He rocks it, now fires and hits again! 20 in the quarter!
Don't miss this exciting early season matchup as your Timberwolves look to establish themselves as a force in the West.
Now the Bridges on the move, down the lane, runs up the shot. Oh, swiped away by Towns! What a block!
Tickets on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets. Act fast. This game will sell out.
6:39 left to go in the fourth quarter. Brooklyn is led from the opening tip tonight. Except for it being tied 0-0, Brooklyn has led the entire game. And they have been up by as many as 20 points in this contest. 101-88 is the count. Kat and Rudy are done for the night. Kevin Durant's back on the floor. Kyrie Irving's on the floor. Timberwolves have a 5 with Austin Rivers seeing his first action of the evening. With Bryn Forbes, Jalen Noel, Kyle Anderson, and Naz Reid. Patty Mills, catch and shoot straight away 3. That rims off. He's 2 for 5 from deep. Timberwolves are down by 13. Kyle Anderson with it up top. Off the Naz Reid screen to the right of the lane. Back up top to Naz. Naz works on Day'Ron Sharpe, lobbing it out to Forbes with 12 on the shot clock. Tried to turn the corner, got tripped up. Naz set a good screen there. Patty Mills tried to get around it, but got tripped up and fell forward into the ankles of Forbes. Sideline out of bounds here for Minnesota. Wolves were getting outscored by 24 points at the three-point line tonight. Brooklyn's hit 14. The Wolves have hit 6. So that's a difference of 8 times 3, 24 points. Here's Jalen Noel off the Naz screen, drifting right of the lane. His shot, no. Looked like Naz got shoved from behind, fighting for the rebound, but no call as Markieff Morris gets it off to Kevin Durant. Durant lob inside, Sharpe with it, turns, one power dribble, kick out pass to Irving, swings it up top to Durant. KD, nice pocket pass, Markieff Morris, layup, no, but a whistle and a foul. Good ball movement there. Well, at least for tonight, KD and Kyrie playing unselfish basketball. Durant's got 6 assists. Irving has 4. Simmons, who seemed uninterested in playing tonight, 6 fouls in 13 minutes. Free throw good for Markieff Morris. So whatever it was that Ben Simmons went through last year, it didn't sound like fun. Unhappy in Philadelphia, wanted out, claimed he wasn't mentally ready to play, then had the back issue that caused him not to play for Brooklyn in the postseason. Everybody thought he was playing, including his teammates. Wolves turn it over at the offensive end, 5.5 to go in the fourth. Durant inside, Day'Ron Sharpe missed the dunk, denied by the back iron. Here's Naz up into the front court. It's now or never for the Wolves, and it might be never. Naz bounces it right out of bounds, trying to drop it back for Bryn Forbes. 15 turnovers on Minnesota. 16. Kyrie off the Sharpe screen. Nice bounce pass to Sharpe. Let it perfectly. Sharpe got clobbered at the rim. He'll get helped up, get to the free throw line for 2 shots. But if there's ever a chance for Ben Simmons to succeed, it's got to be with this Brooklyn team, right? They don't need him to do anything that he's not capable of doing. He doesn't have to average 20 points. He doesn't have to shoot threes. He doesn't have to even shoot or look for a shot from the mid-range. He's a 3-time All-Star. All he can do is do what he does best, which is defend, which is facilitate. He'll end up averaging layups and fast breaks, those type of things, shots in the paint. He'll average double figures, along with probably 7 or 8 rebounds and potentially 7 or 8 assists per game, maybe more. I certainly hope it works out for him. Rivers off to Forbes, straight away on the 3. It's offline, and the rebound to Cam Thomas. The other factor that the Wolves might be going through here tonight is coming off an 11-day, 4-game road trip. Especially when you haven't done that in a while. Irving fades on a 3 right side opposite the Wolves bench and rims off. I am certainly not at the caliber of physical shape that these NBA players are at. But I tell you what, I felt it yesterday. I feel it today. And the Wolves kind of just look a little sluggish tonight. Layup by Kyle Anderson, and Steve Nash really playing this one close to the vest. Brooklyn up 15. He calls a timeout with 4:39 left to play in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside as well on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Looking for fun NBA break plans for your family? The Timberwolves and Lynx Academy has you covered with their one-day basketball clinics. Open to children in grades K through 7, Timberwolves and Lynx Academy clinics provide a positive and encouraging environment for youth to play and learn the game. Learn more at TimberwolvesBasketballAcademy.com.
Time to redo this basement?
Yeah. A home gym, movie theater, model train utopia.
Or yoga studio?
I'm flexible-ish.
Great. I'll just use the U.S. Bank mobile app so we can plan it out.
Which way are you leaning? Setting a savings goal or applying for a home improvement loan?
I say we look at both options right here in the app.
Budget for a really good home gym. We deserve it.
Noted.
Help for today, planning for tomorrow. That's what U.S. Bank is for. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
One more scoreboard update. We've got a rematch of last postseason's first-round series between the Jazz and Mavs taking place in Utah tonight. Expectations this year likely different for this Jazz team after trading Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell in the offseason. Although they lost guard Jalen Brunson, the Mavericks, they're looking to make an even deeper run after losing in the conference finals to the Warriors. They're hoping for a championship, and it's going to be this guy leading the charge, Luka Doncic.
Always the goal was the same for me, for the team. But we're trying to win the championship. That's the only goal we have, and that's what we're going to work for.
Yeah, they are through 2 quarters of play in Utah. Mavs with a 54-53 advantage. Luka's got 17 first-half points. Let's go back inside the Target Center to Alan Horton.
All right, Cal, thank you very much. 4:39 left to play. Wolves still down by 15. It has felt like for all of the second half, the Wolves have been in this 15 to 12 11-point deficit range. 105-90. Brooklyn leads by 15. And Steve Nash will end the evening for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So he will go to his bench in a big way here. He's got Cam Thomas and Markieff Morris out there. And let's see who else he has decided to throw out there. Kessler Edwards will make his first appearance of the night. Seems to be a long delay here. So Markieff Morris, Cam Thomas, Day'Ron Sharpe remains out there. Kessler Edwards. And that is not Patty Mills. That's David Duke Jr. Cam Thomas, turnaround jumper that rims off. Rebound, Jalen Noel. Down 15, 4:20 left. It is last chance time. Nas to the left side. Here's Bryn Forbes. Good fake, frees himself. Corner 3 on the way. Missed it off the heel. No. Bryn, much better catch and shoot 3-point shooter. Then off the bounce. Rebound to Nas Reed here after Markieff Morris couldn't hit. Bryn Forbes back the other way, still down by 15. The trailer is Nas. He'll hoist up a straightaway 3 and bank it in. Only the 7th made 3 in 30 tries tonight. We'll shoot 21% from the field. Day'Ron Sharpe, top of the key, looking back door, nothing doing. Out to Cam Thomas, wing left. Thomas turns the corner on the Sharpe screen, lobs it back to Sharpe, and Nas knocked the ball away at the apex on the lob, but he's also called for the foul. 3:33 left to play in the fourth. It's 105-93. Day'Ron Sharpe will be at the free throw line for 2 shots. Wolves fans, don't miss the next monster dunk from Ant or a game-changing block from Rudy, or how about a clutch shot from Cat? Get tickets to the next Timberwolves game and never miss out. Single game tickets on sale now. Timberwolves.com/single. That's Timberwolves.com/single. First free throw good for Day'Ron Sharpe. Second one good too. Brooklyn has climbed 21 out of 24 at the free throw line. It's 88%. Wolves are at 67%, 22 of 33. Austin Rivers off a Kyle Anderson screen. Back to slow-mo up top. He'll venture into the paint. Defense collapses. Out to the corner and Nas to the angle. And Noel, 3-ball no. Rebound, Brooklyn. The Wolves have been a +3 on the glass tonight. But not a ton of offensive rebounds for the Wolves. 3 at last check. My goodness. Wolves turn the nets over. Jalen trying to capitalize in transition. No. But Kyle Anderson with the offensive rebound put back in a foul. 107-95. Utah. Watanabe into the game. Markieff Morris is done. Getting back to that road trip and the effect it may have had on the Timberwolves, it's the dreaded first home game after a long road trip. It's a thing in the NBA. You go on a long road trip. Long is in quotation marks, kind of undefined period of time. It's got to be more than 2 games, I think, though. It's got to be like 4 or 5 days. And the longer, the more effect it has. Forbes able to hound Cam Thomas into a turnover. The Wolves get it back down by 11 here. 2:49 left to play. But it's a real thing. You see it through the years. Guys are sluggish. You're adjusting to be back on the home floor. Jalen Noel with it up top here against Yuta Watanabe, trying to free himself. Now lowers the shoulder, drives in, puts up the shot from the left block. No good. 2:25 left to go. Cam Thomas inside nicely. Kessler Edwards reverse layup. No, but he got fouled by Naz Reid. Naz commits his 5th personal foul. He has 5 points, 6 rebounds. Wolves have the day off tomorrow. They'll get back at it Sunday. The practice at Mayo Clinic Square. Monday and Tuesday. Get set for the Thunder on Wednesday. You see the Thunder twice in the opening 3 games. Free throw good for Kessler Edwards. 2nd-year man. I also see San Antonio a ton early on. (109-96), Brooklyn by 13. Nas dives to the rim. Layup is good. Just over 2 minutes left to go in this game. Cam Thomas, right angle, a drive and a kick out. Kessler Edwards hesitates. Now Watanabe. Inside it went to Day'Ron Sharpe. Poke free from behind. Sharpe controls it. Off to Edwards, who finds a cutting Watanabe. Another whistle, more free throws. Jalen picks this one up. We'll see the Spurs 3 times in the first 7 games of the season. 3 times in 7 games. Twice on the home floor. 5 of the first 6 games, so the Wolves are here on the home floor. Wolves with a chance to get fat. Feast on those first 5 games out of 6 at home. Austin Rivers with the floater inside. 110-100, but only 95 seconds left to go in this one. Solid performance by the Brooklyn Nets. Wins over Milwaukee and Minnesota to round out the preseason. They'll finish 2-2. The Wolves have never beaten the Brooklyn/New Jersey Nets in the preseason. They're about to fall to 0-5. Chris Finch's only 2 defeats as head coach in the preseason, both to the Brooklyn Nets. Can't beat them. Forbes, little runner in the lane that drops in. Brooklyn's been too good tonight. Wolves have not been able to find their footing defensively. Every time the Wolves start to get even the hint of a little bit of momentum, Brooklyn just answers right back at the offensive end. 100 minutes to play. Kyle Anderson trying to force the turnover. The ball's loose on the floor. It's scooped up by Bryn Forbes. Forbes off to Anderson. Bounce pass Naz Reid. Naz to the corner in Austin. Rivers will go in the paint. Stop. Back to Naz, who filled up the corner nicely but missed the 3. Summarizes the evening quite well. 7 of 32 from beyond the arc. 22%. So a lackluster performance. Brooklyn won't even attempt a shot here. I think they'll just take a shot clock violation. Yeah. Fans start to head to the exits here. They did not have a lot to cheer about tonight. Brooklyn just sucked the life out of this game. Austin Rivers will take the inbound. He'll come up into the front court. Off a Nas screen. He'll pop on a straightaway 3. Off the rim, no. 4 seconds left, and that'll do it. Brooklyn lost their first 2 games of the preseason, but they win their last 2 over the Bucks and the Timberwolves. They beat Minnesota tonight, 112-102, behind Kyrie Irving's 26 points in 30 minutes. Kevin Durant, 20 points, 6 dimes in 31 minutes of play. Brooklyn was too good, too deep, too strong, and they win at 112-102. We'll wrap things up next all across the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Imagine being in the building for the next monster dunk from Ant.
On the attack, and the rim rises up and hammers it.
Or rising to your feet with 19,000 other fans after Cat hits a clutch shot.
Unbelievable! What a shot by Carl!
Get tickets to the next Timberwolves game and experience all the exciting action in person.
Just off for Ant. Oh, he rocks the rim! Oh, Doctor! You gotta love it!
Single game tickets are on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets.
At Target, we're home court advantage for the hometown sports fans. And with the Timberwolves season in full gear, we're here to help you gear up and make your game day prep a slam dunk. Hear that? That's what you call a buzzer-beating three-pointer for the win. Time to dish up your famous nachos or put a full-court press on some jalapeno poppers. Then serve up some sweet desserts to celebrate the W. However you do game day, we're here for it at Target and Target.com.
Running a business is a lot of work. Luckily, I've got a great partner.
Oh, I think you.
I meant US Bank.
I knew that.
US Bank Business Essentials is a huge help to us.
Totally. Their comprehensive point of sale system does it all. Tracks inventory, manages schedules, customizes orders.
Plus all the regular banking stuff.
If only it could make coffee.
Nah, that's your job.
From point of sale to quick loans, we have many ways to make your business boom. That's what U.S. Bank is for. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together. Equal housing lender member FDIC.
You're listening to the post-game show on the Timberwolves Radio Network.
Irving off the screen by Day'Ron Sharpe. Tickles the twine on a right angle three. Irving now 4 of 6 on his threes. He's got 24 points. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, too much for the Wolves defense. Brooklyn wins at 112-102. Brooklyn 2-2 in the preseason. Wolves finish up 4-1. They had a chance for an undefeated preseason for the first time in franchise history. They did go 2-0 against the Bucks in 2011, but that was with the caveat that there were only 2 preseason games. But any more than that, the Wolves had never had a perfect preseason, and they've never beaten the Brooklyn Nets. So not only did they not get the perfect preseason, they've never beaten the Nets. They're 0-5 against Brooklyn, having to play them in some interesting places through the years, in Albany and Grand Forks and Durham. At Brooklyn last year, a loss, and at home against Brooklyn this year in a loss. Alan Horton wrapping things up here from Target Center. The preseason comes to a close. We turn our attention to Wednesday's season opener against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Timberwolves basketball tonight has been brought to you in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Timberwolves, and by Eclipse Cars. Want to arrive at a Timberwolves game in your very own limo? Just contact Eclipse Transportation to make reservations. Go to eclipsecars.com. That's eclipsecars.com. 112-102 is the final, a 10-point win for the Nets. They led by as many as 20. They were led by the 20.6 assists and 3 blocks of Kevin Durant. 26 points for Kyrie Irving. He also added 3 steals. Ben Simmons fouled out in 12 minutes and 43 seconds of play. He was out of this game about 3 minutes into the third quarter of play, but the Nets did not need him tonight. They also got good performances off the bench. Day'Ron Sharpe with 15-11 for Cam Thomas. The story for the Wolves is that they had their, what we think will be their starting lineup on Wednesday against OKC. They finally got to start it in the preseason. Hadn't happened with Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert playing together. They got to play together tonight. First half, a little bit of a rough start. 15.5 minutes together on the floor. Brooklyn outscored Minnesota 47-31. So the Wolves were a minus 16 the first half with Cat and Gobert on the floor. Brooklyn shot 53% when those two were on the floor together. Second half got a little better. Cat and Gobert played 13.5 minutes together. And Minnesota and Brooklyn were even 32 all during that stretch. Brooklyn shot 48%. So that percentage came down a little bit. Wolves played a little better with them together. But overall, almost 29 minutes together, Cat and Rudy, a minus 16, and Brooklyn shot 51%. Again, all that damage was done in the first half, but the second half was some improvement with those two together. Timberwolves were led tonight by D'Angelo Russell, 17. Rudy Gobert added 16 points, 8 rebounds, 15 points for Karl Anthony Towns. He also had 9 rebounds, 12 for Anthony Edwards, but Ant just 4 of 14 shooting. He was 2 for 12 shooting last game against the LA Lakers. Off the bench, 11 for Kyle Anderson. Timberwolves did go 6 deep off the bench. Jalen Noel, Kyle Anderson, Torian Prince, Bryn Forbes, and Naz Reid. And Austin Rivers, the 6 players used off the bench here tonight. So the Wolves finished the preseason at 4-1, and they'll set their sights on the OKC Thunder coming up Wednesday night. Our pregame gets underway at 6:30. Tip time is set for 7:10. Special thanks to our studio host and executive producer, Cal Soderquist, our engineer, Paul Black, our statistician, Super Dave Hanlon, our studio coordinator has been Todd Charney. I'm Alan Horton saying so long and good evening from Target Center. Final score, Nets defeat the Timberwolves in the preseason finale, 112-102. We'll talk to you Wednesday night when the Wolves open the season at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You've been listening to Timberwolves basketball on the XL Energy Timberwolves Radio Network.
Witness the beginning of a new era of Wolves basketball when they start the season against the Oklahoma City Thunder on October 19th.
Towns up fakes the deep three, dribbles into the paint, his floater from 8. Oh, yeah! Big Dog's gotta eat!
Get tickets to this exciting matchup, which features must-have giveaways for all fans. Tickets on sale now at timberwolves.com/tickets. Act fast. This game will sell out.
You've been listening to Timberwolves basketball, brought to you by U.S. Bank, the official bank of the Minnesota Timberwolves, equal housing lender, member FDIC. By Mayo Clinic, your source for medical answers. And by Aura, the official digital security partner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. This has been a presentation of the Timberwolves Radio Network.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports, presented by Indeed. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire.
It's upsetting at the same time because I translated into where I live in farmland, Connecticut, and we have a family of red-tailed hawks who live around me all the time. They hunt, they live, they watch, and then a family of crows. They're no less vulnerable to wind turbines than eagles, but your policy paper makes it very clear that eagles are the driver because of the national legislation protecting the golden eagle and the bald eagle. What are the facts right now as we understand it about wind turbines and what are called incidental bird deaths, incidental eagle deaths? Is this now being addressed anywhere in the country? Good evening to you, Jonathan.
Good evening, John, and thank you for having me. This is a really important topic of how we produce the energy we need while minimizing environmental impacts. It really does demonstrate the old saying, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Obviously, everyone knows about the potential consequences of relying on oil and natural gas, but we make a mistake if we think of renewable energy, especially wind energy, as having no environmental consequences. They do have consequences. One of the biggest ones is threats to migratory birds, especially eagles, hawks, owls, and other raptors that migrate pretty long distances. So every year, wind turbines kill an estimated 140,000 to 328,000 of these birds per year. It's a pretty significant number, especially for populations that we are trying to conserve and recover. The golden eagle, for instance, is a struggling population that we need more of, not less. So losing a significant number is a really big challenge. And the next wave of challenges as we increase the number of wind turbines in the sky is how do we manage to keep producing that energy while lowering the consequences for birds? The current approach is you get a federal permit that allows you to kill birds, essentially, and it sets a cap, pretty generous high cap. So turbines basically have permission to harm a lot of these animals, but there's no incentive for wind energy producers to find new methods to lower the number of birds adversely impacted. Yes. And that's really the focus of our report.
Right. We're talking about establishing a market that it gives an incentive to find another way. trading permits. Now, what does that look like, Jonathan? Because we've talked about trading offsets for pollution, for example, or putting carbon into the air. Is it meant to be similar?
That's right. The basic logic is similar to any other cap and trade approach, where you set this is the amount of impact we're going to allow, and then you let different companies and landowners bargain amongst themselves for who's going to have those permits. And the basic benefit of that approach is it gives every single person an incentive to lower their impacts on the margin. So right now, if you get a permit that says you're allowed to take 4,000 raptors, you don't have an incentive to lower it if you're at, say, 3,900, because you're under your permit. It doesn't gain anything for you to go less. So you're not likely to invest in technology that can reduce raptor and wind turbine conflicts, things like, painting the turbines a different color to alert birds, changing where you position them. All those kinds of decisions have to be made on the margin, but won't be unless you create some incentive for wind turbines to try to save every single raptor they can, rather than just complying with the top level line of their permit.
If I see the graphics that are available in your policy statement, this is not the same everywhere in the United States. In other words, there's complete disequilibrium here between where the flyways are and where the bald eagles live, where the golden eagles live, and where the wind turbines are. So that people who are putting wind turbines up in these flyways, or in, say, the state of Texas, where there's a great bald eagle population, they necessarily would want to, in some fashion, raise the number that they can incidentally kill, I believe is the polite way of putting it, incidentally take. And people who live in, say, Pennsylvania or Michigan, where there are no golden eagles or bald eagles, would have a policy, a permit to trade, even if they had wind turbines. So it would be a national trading market, not a state trading market. Is that correct, Jonathan?
That's right. These regulations are enforced at the federal level by the Fish and Wildlife Service. But one of the really key points is you're right that the eagles and raptors tend to congregate in these flyways, but those are also the areas where wind production is most efficient. It turns out that the speed of the wind that causes the turbines to rotate more quickly is also really attractive to raptors, because it makes it easier for them to migrate long.
Please try again later. If you feel this is an error, please enable location services on your device and try again. We're sorry, due to content restrictions, this stream is not available in your area right now. Please try again.